school football action. This is the last week of our regular season, and tonight the homestanding North Hardin Trojans, led by Coach Brent Thompson, will take on the Ballard Bruins, led by Coach Adrian Morton. The Bruins come into tonight's matchup 6-3. They've got an impressive record. Their losses on that record to the Blue Bloods of high school football in Kentucky. They've got a loss to Male, who's ranked number 1 in the state, Manual, and then a really tight 20-17 loss to the perennial power Trinity. So this is a good football team coming into Radcliffe tonight. And the North Hardin Trojans have had a bit of a rough season after 3 phenomenal seasons in a row, where I believe they only lost 1 game in 3 seasons in the regular season. This season they stand at 3-6. And so Coach Thompson team in need of a good night, a safe night going into next week's playoff game against these Ballard Bruins. When you're as good as North Hardin has been for the last 3 years, very difficult to schedule anything but the elite within the state of Kentucky. So very tough schedule they've played this year, including powers like South Warren and Manual, Boyle County. So it's been a tough season, and a season where there have been struggles, but again, they've played the elite of Kentucky, the class of Kentucky football, and so tonight they get that again. They get the Ballard Bruins coming into town again at 6-3, and this is again a matchup that would certainly help North Hardin have a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs. So this is Paul Gray here with you tonight. I got my good friend Tony Menendez with me, and Tony, what do we expect to see offensively from these two football teams tonight?
Well, it looks like the Bruins really want to go to the past. Most of their key players, which a good chunk of them are seniors, seem to want to sling the balls. A lot of the yardage is coming from receivers, and their quarterback is doing phenomenal so far this season, Tristan Hawkins. So I think they're going to be in the air. I think North is going to want to try to run on them, and maybe later in the game it could come down to like a weather condition type thing. They're calling for higher chances, about 50% chance of rain later on in the game, and with a running team, I always tend to want to favor the run, but I think it's going to be a hard game for them coming up right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have to give the edge of record and of success this year to Ballard. So they certainly, I would think, would be the favorites to win the ball game tonight. As Tony mentioned, you've got mirror image teams offensively. Both of them are teams that will feature the spread offense, and you'll see that sort of attack, that sort of look. But one team, Ballard Bruins, will definitely want to throw the football. Tristan Hawkins, that Tony mentioned, has completed 95 of 163 passes for 1,643 yards and 16 touchdowns. Leading receiver for the Bruins is Shante Marrero, and Shante has caught 38 balls for 819 yards and 10 touchdowns, 22 yards per catch average. So he is a big play threat, someone to keep an eye on tonight. On the other side, again, we have, the spread offense, but the spread offense of the Trojans, they'll look to go to number 22, Kai Boyd, and spread you out so that they can run the football effectively. And so Kai Boyd has had several really big games this season. He's over 900 yards rushing. But they can always go back and lean on Manny Wimberly, their quarterback, who has 1,087 yards passing, almost 1,100 yards passing this season with 9 touchdown passes. So they have been successful. You mentioned the weather here. You mentioned that there's a chance of rain later. Right now, it's a beautiful night for football. It's in the 50s and no rain. The field shouldn't be all that wet. It hasn't rained much during the day today. It may have overnight last night and in the morning, but it has not really rained today. So it should be in pretty good shape for both of these teams to start off. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen and how that'll affect the game.
And, I mean, North did lose last week to Central, but I felt like they were really patient in that run game. They did a really good job of, like, reading what was being given to them and sometimes cutting back away from the gap and creating their own kind of like lane to run in and really reading the defense what was going on. So I like to see what's going to happen here in this game against these Bruins. and see how they handle a team that's spread is going to be slinging the ball around. It's different in what they've been facing.
Well, the Central Hardin Bruins they faced last week wanted to pound you and run the football, and they did with a lot of success. And these Ballard Bruins will want to throw it, so you'll have a similar style to what North Hardin does. So we'll see what that matchup means for these Trojans, and hopefully they'll come out of this thing successfully. They'll come out with a victory tonight. But they've got a tall order, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've got Jabari Rashid, number 15, the kickoff specialist for the Trojans, lining up the ball. We are about ready to get started tonight. I cannot see who's back deep for the Ballard Bruins. If we see numbers, we can get you. Looks like ball is bobbled and fumbled, picked up, and being returned.
Number
that
17.
Is 17, Shante Marrero, their leading receiver, but he is wrapped up. That's, I believe, number 3, Micah Parms was on the play there. So Parms got down and wrapped up Shante Marrero, and they're going to have the ball deep in their own territory. It looks like they're going to spot it at about the 20.
That was a nice kickoff. That ball just kind of died there for a minute.
Yeah. Absolutely. It may have been that they spotted that at the 20 because and blew the play dead because the ball, when he dropped it, dropped into the end zone. So we will see quarterback Tristan Hawkins, number 6, take over from there. They've got tight slot to the left. Play action look. Hawkins trying to get the ball down the field. It's a little high. He was going to Marrero, number 17, on the right side. They had 2 receivers right and 2 receivers left, and ball overthrown on that one.
It'll be interesting. Let's see what they pull out this play. Wonder if they're going to go more screen or just keep throwing it up top.
Well, we'll see. The Trojans, when they throw, they love to go a lot of screens, run the ball and screen, and we'll see if this Ballard Bruin team likes to do the same. We've got a pistol look in the backfield, trips formation to the right.
Gives it looks like they have an option look, but he gave it up to Belly though. Looks like they got about 4 yards on that. No, 5 yards.
Maybe a 6-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. I was trying to figure out who the running back was. I don't have a very good view of the numbers, but it did, as you said, Tony, look like they were running some sort of read option where the quarterback could have pulled the ball and run the football. The leading rusher for this Ballard Bruin squad is number 27, William Elliott. And I believe that's probably Elliott in the backfield there behind Hawkins.
Well, he's leaving that pistol. Look, he's coming up now.
Okay, coming up, trips formation to the left. The Trojans look like they're in some sort of a man look here. Kind of inverted man look and well overthrown. He was looking for
I think he even had a step there. If he got that a little bit shallower, I think he would have got that 1st down.
So a couple of errant throws there by Tristan Hawkins, as Tony's pointing out. And they'll turn it over on a 3 and out. They'll be punting the ball away. Number 14, Ethan Barnett, will be on to do the punting duties. Back deep is either Boykins or Quayshawn Davis. I can't see who it is yet. Number 9 would be Boykins. Ball is fielded. It is Davis, number 6, with it. Makes a nice spin move, but he is swarmed under at the 41-yard line by a host of the Ballard Bruins. So the Trojan offense, after a great series by that Trojan defense, will take over 1st and 10.
It's like about on the 40, 41.
Yep.
Oh, they gave him to where they placing
They're
him?
moving it way up there. I don't know about that spot. That's interesting.
That's interesting. They're looking on 41. They gave him looks like about on the 43 about.
So the Trojans will start 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line there.
That's a really good field position to start off the game. It looks like they're
trips formation left. It's a 2-deep look, 3-4 defense for this Ballard Bruin. And number 5 comes up and stuffs the run. That's Jamarcus Frank, and Jamarcus Frank is the 2nd leading tackler on this squad from his linebacker spot. And he made a great form tackle on Kai Boyd. Really no gain on the play for Kai Boyd. So 2nd down and 10, and the slot receivers are going to head to the left side of the field.
Another trips formation again, Coach.
Yeah, that's Davis and Boykin headed over there. Trips left. Pistol look in the backfield with Boyd behind. They're going to throw the quick screen out here to Davis. Davis makes a great move.
There you go.
Yeah, about a 7-yard gain for Davis will bring up a 3rd down and 3. So completed pass there on his first attempt for Wimberley.
And we said they like to do that screen game.
So start with a bubble screen there to the slot receiver to the Trips side of the field. Oh, but we do have a penalty, a holding penalty, and that's going to, holding penalty at the line of scrimmage, which will be a spot foul. But again, it must have been at the line of scrimmage because it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 now. Or excuse me, 2nd down and 20 now. 2 receivers to each side. Again, that kind of mistake is really one of the things that cost them. Big blitz coming. They're going to throw short over the middle, and Boykins has it. Good gain of about 9 yards.
9 or 10 yards. I think that looked like it was a design screen there, Coach.
Well, almost like a middle screen or just, I think, like a shallow route where he's just coming off the heels of the defensive line as they're blitzing there. So a big 10-yard gain on the pass there.
So we got 3rd and 10 going. We'll see if North can capitalize on this field position on this drive and convert this long 3rd down.
So 3rd and 10. It's going to be Skylar Coffey, number 10, to the right, and then trips formation to the left with Davis, Boykin, and I believe Rose is over there at the wideout. Could be Seeley. 3-man front, and blitz coming off this left side.
They caught him. Oh.
They're going to. The officials are going to say they did not break the plane of the line of scrimmage. So again, here comes the blitz off of the defensive left side. Wimberley looking down the field, and that ball is slightly overthrown as well, as Rose was the intended target, number 2, and again, a little bit of an inaccurate throw on that one.
They did have some heat on him, though, with that blitz coming through. He was over there coming off the backside from where he was rolling out, but yeah, he was short on that throw. So North Hardin back to punt now. Looks like 17 is returning it.
17, yeah, Shante Marrero, the Mr. Do-Everything for this Ballard Bruins squad. It's 17, Caden Logston to punt. Nearly got it blocked. Kind of a short kick. Takes a big North Hardin Trojan bounce and is going to get down to about the 21 or 20-yard line where they down the football. And the Ballard Bruins will take over there, and Tristan Hawkins will have his 2nd opportunity here. I've been scanning the roster. It was number 7 that was the intended target on that 3rd and 4 for the Ballard Bruins on their last possession. Tony, I don't find a number 7 on this roster anywhere, so I've been working like crazy trying to figure out
maybe they changed.
Who is that guy?
Is it supposed to be number 9?
I guess we can call him whatever name we want to in this case. So number 9 is Cameron Horton. And Horton is one of their leading receivers, one of their top 4 receivers. So, again, they're going to go motion across Marrero, and they're going to, again, give the ball up inside. Big run.
Right there.
A lot of room. I believe that is, in fact, number 27, William Elliott, with a first down run of about 17 yards out to the 37-yard line. So, Elliott had that 6-yard run on his first carry, now a 17-yard run. So, the Ballard Bruins having some success in the run game.
Now the question will be, do they see that and decide maybe this is the better option to go with this game?
We'll see. When you lean on one side and they are heavily leaning on the pass game, it's hard to get away from what you do, what your bread and butter is. Motion across, number 11, Malachi Farmer. Again, ball is given to Elliott. Elliott breaks the tackle. He's got good blocking, and I don't know if he got the first. It's close. I think he picked it up, Tony.
It looks like it from where the ref is standing on the other side.
Good tackle.
Nope. They're going to
move it back a little bit. Good tackle by Elijah Palmer and Micah Parms were both there on the play. Parms the corner and Palmer the safety. And the officials are now going to look at it again. It is a first down. We had it right. Those guys don't know what they're doing, Tony. Are you kidding me? So first down and 10 for the Ballard Bruins. They are at their own 49-yard line. They're about to break into North Hardin territory here. 8:09 to go. 2 big runs on this set there. Another 10-yard gain there for Elliott, so he's off to a great start here in this ball game. Hawkins looking to his right side to throw the football. There's going to be a flag down.
Play.
Looks like a great play by the safety, number 24 for North Hardin, Jalen Alfonso, flying up to make a play on the ball, knocking it away. And
it looks like a holding back there.
It does. The flag is in the area in the backfield of the hold. So the Trojans kind of shot themselves in the foot with a hold on their first possession. And here we are with the Ballard Bruins now getting themselves in a little bit of trouble with the same penalty issue here. And that ball, that again is a spot foul. And that ball was deep. That flag, was deep in their territory. So this is a hold that happened at the quarterback. And, man, so I don't know if I can do that math. Tony, where are we here? Let's see. They've got the ball spotted about the 31. I'm going to say about 27 yards, 28 yards. So second and 28 for the maybe it's first and 28 it should be for this Ballard Bruins squad. Trips formation to the right. And looking for play action, looking down the field. He can't find anybody, and Hawkins drops the ball. It's on the ground. Wow. Picked up by 27, William Elliott.
That could have been better. I think that was an option play, and he had nowhere to run, and he just looked for somewhere to throw the ball, and nobody was open. Great coverage.
Yeah, he looked down the field, and a couple of the receivers there had kind of given up on their routes.
Yeah, I think he was meaning to run the ball there, and when he went to cut up field, there was nowhere to go, and left with no choices. He almost cost them the possession.
Well, he fumbled the ball forward. I think they gained about 2 yards on that play. I'm not sure how you even do that as far as keeping stats, but fumble for a 2-yard gain. Again, they've got 2 receivers to each side, wide to the right side, the wide side of the field. And again, looking downhill straight ahead to Elliott. Elliott is corralled there at about the 36-yard line, so it's going to be a gain of about 3 yards. I see A.J. Ruggiero at the bottom of that pile, number 50 for the Trojans, and number 44, Nakai Hunter, there as well.
It's about 3rd and 26 to go. I mean, sure they're going to be airing it out, but I think they're you got to hate when you get 2 really good momentum running plays going and you just get pulled all the way back from a penalty. It's rough.
Well, good job by this Trojan defense. So they didn't get many yards on that play, and the tendency is to think you're going to be facing the pass and maybe give up a big run. Did a great job on that play there. They are in their 3-man front. It's kind of a 3-4 defensive look.
The
ball is floated down the field, and Marrero makes the catch. Almost got to the first, and he's a yard short on 3rd and 23. That ball was absolutely a duck, just floated up in the air. And there's Marrero, who averages 22 yards a catch, and that time he's good for 22 yards.
They may need to bring the change out for their that spot of that ball is pretty close.
So Marrero with the 22-yard gain makes it 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it right here. Certainly that makes a lot of sense for them to do that. And again, a terrible throw, but great play by Marrero to come back to the ball, high point it, and then fight forward. And under center here, I think you're going to see a sneak, and you do.
I think he got it.
He's got it. Now he's got that. The Trojans are pointing like they stopped him, and they did stuff that play, but he was able to get enough forward progress. That is going to be a first down. So the Ballard Bruins at 3rd and
official timeout. They're going to come measure it, but
it's not even close. Anyway, they're gonna measure this, but this is going to be a first down. It was 3rd and 23, and they've picked that up in 2 plays.
Well, I really think that pass, the duck pass as you call it, was that thing floated in the air for. I thought for sure Trojan was going to come up and pick that thing off as long as that thing was flowing over. He just threw that up on a wing and a prayer, it looked like.
He did. He saw his favorite target, Marrero, and saw kind of one-on-one coverage. It is a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Trojan 41-yard line, so they're now on the other side of midfield here, and this Ballard Bruins squad will look to now drive into the red zone here. Again, trips formation to the right, 1 receiver left here It's Elliott in the backfield, I believe, 27 behind Hawkins.
They did a
Quick
screen
screen
pass.
thrown.
Oh,
Tackle missed.
missed.
Good move by the slot receiver, and now he's
A good
brought down
job
for a short
closing.
gain.
I thought they were going to have him there for a loss and just barely miss him. And then we got 2 flags on the play.
Saw a lot of extracurriculars after the play, a receiver and a DB kind of going at each other, and then at the play as well. Got unsportsmanlike on both
teams.
Oh no, they're waving off the North Hardin one. They're going to say unsportsmanlike conduct on the Ballard Bruins. So that's a 15-yard penalty after the play. So goodness gracious, they're moved way back again after the completion and gain of about 2 yards. The ball will be moved way back again. So
2nd and 18.
No, more than that. 19, 23 yards. It's going to be about 2nd and 23. Now on their own side of the 50, and it looks like the Trojans have gone to a 3-deep zone look here against this Ballard Bruins squad. And boy, nothing doing. They tried to give the ball to Elliott, and it's again, I believe, Ruggiero, and trying to see who the other was.
Well,
50 Ruggiero.
That was a high snap, which led to a slow connection to the running back there. They had to wait a little bit of time, and you don't want to be doing that when you're trying to run it up the middle.
This brings up a big 3rd down and 22 for the Ballard Bruins. Again, they were able to convert from 3rd and 23 last time on 2 plays. So we'll see where they look to go. They went to Marrero last time here. Again, 3-deep zone look for the Trojans, trying to keep them from being a big play. Looking down the seam again, just a little high. Looking for number 15 on that throw. That was Grant Berkeley, who he was looking for on the seam route, and could not complete that ball. So it looks like the Trojans will hold here. It'll be Quayshawn Davis going back to receive the punt, and number 35, William Bohm, who will be back to do the kicking. So, again, penalties on both sides, stopping drives at this point. Kick is away. It's an end-over-end kind of kick, and it's
nice bounce.
Got a good Ballard Bruin bounce, and it's going to be inside the 20-yard line at about the 18. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans from their own 18-yard lines. They'll be starting from the right hash. 3:52 to go here in the first quarter, and no score so far as the Trojans' defense has held several times now.
Yeah, I wonder what the Trojans are going to pull out here on offense. Their last series was kind of like the screen seemed to work. They haven't looked down the field to pass at all, but their running game didn't really get much momentum going this last drive, so maybe they'll go back to it this drive and get it going. They're going in the
big blitz coming. Wimberly looking for, it looked like Boykin 9 and just a little bit out of his reach. He was running a corner route to the wide side of the field. That's a tough throw, and unable to connect on that one.
And the protection looked decent. He had
protection was good, even though they were facing the blitz. This Ballard Bruins squad, what we're seeing here with this 3-man front, they're going with a 2-deep zone look, but it looks like they're bringing one of those 4 linebackers on pretty much every snap to create pressure or to create trouble against the run. Here comes one of the inside backers this time, and a mistake in the backfield is somebody turned the wrong way, and Wimberly is going to lose about 3 or 4 yards on that carry. A total broken play.
And again, they brought that blitz from the Mike linebacker, it looked like that time. Came running in.
It may have been 43, Brendan Mullaney, on the blitz there. One of their inside backers, 43. That's going to bring up 3rd and 13 now for this Trojan squad from their own 15-yard line. They need to get to the 29, so more like 14 yards they're trying to pick up here to get the first down. 2 receivers to each side. Maney checking his wristband. Snap was a little late. Blitz coming, but Wimberly's got some space. He's going to rip one down the field to Davis. Davis in a jump ball. Can't come up with it. He is able to throw down the interceptor. Number 22, Lennox Jackson, making the play. So he's got an interception on a deep ball on a 3rd and long. Honestly, Tony?
mean, it just been a punt. It'd been as anything as doing a punt there.
It's basically a punt is what's happened there. That's right. You take a shot, you get it down the field. The only problem you would have had is if he would have returned that ball for a big return. But Quayshawn Davis got a hold of him and threw him on the ground, and so that's going to act. They had the ball on the 15-yard line. They've gained 45 yards off of that play, as good as most punts you would have at this level. So at 2:54, the Ballard Bruins will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line here. 2 receivers to each side. Motion coming across Malachi Farmer. He'll be in a tight slot now. And they're going to run the football. Wow, almost lost the ball. That was number 26. It's not Elliott, but it's Keyshawn Hargrove, who's their second leading rusher. So I think they're going to alternate these guys. When you look at the stats, Hargrove has 227 yards rushing, and William Elliott has 250 yards rushing. So similar yardage between these two players. And that's a 7-yard gain for Hargrove on his first carry.
Looks like they're lining up in that pistol look again.
Pistol look with Hargrove behind Hawkins. Trips formation to the right. And run that option again. They're going to give it, but he is stuck in the backfield. And the second man gets a hold of him, number 44.
Lost yards on that play.
Yeah, Nakai Hunter is going to hit him and finally get him down. But, yeah, about a 1 or 2 yard loss. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. So good play by the 2 interior players. Nakai Hunter, the linebacker, wrapping up and finishing off the play.
Both defenses are showing up this game, just really holding their own and not giving up anything.
I don't know if we expected a defensive struggle, but that's what we've got so far. Obviously, this is something that could certainly turn at any moment, but that's what we have so far. Big 3rd down and 5 for this Trojan defense. They need to get to midfield, do the Bruins, and they've got it at their own 45. Looking down the middle, he's got Marrero, but overthrown again. He's overthrown a lot of balls so far. It's going to bring the punting unit out. So right now, just 2 for 7 is Tristan Hawkins for 24 yards, and so a little bit of a struggle in the passing game. They've been somewhat successful at times running the football, but this Ballard Bruins squad is going to have to figure something out to get the passing game going.
Yeah, that one big pass, and then the other one was just from a screenplay. And most of the was just
right.
Really, they're faking it, coach, and he's got it.
Wow, big play.
Number 13.
Number 13 took, I believe, the direct snap, and they out near midfield. You've really got to be aware of that. You know, Tony, you and I, having been defensive coaches together, almost prefer to play defense as much as to set up for a punt return, because you just never know when that's going to happen, and it's really hard. It's hard to recover from just giving up possessions.
Yes. And when you're coaching in high school ball, anywhere past or close to that 50-yard line, you got to always be ready for some kind of fake punt, because the kicking isn't as good as the college game, so you just got to expect something's going to happen like that. Oh, we got to jump on both sides, but North State across, I think it's going to be on the Bruins.
Yeah, so number 63 jumped off sides. He was kind of drawn as Alex White and A.J. Ruggiero kind of gave him a little bit of a fake a little bit. They were about to jump themselves. That's 63 Caden Lewis, the left tackle for this Ballard Bruins squad, who jumped. So 1st and 15 now for the Ballard Bruins, and again, penalties there. By the way, the fake punt, that was 13 Gavin Willis who was running the ball. Gavin Willis is the leading tackler for this Ballard Bruin defense, so pretty stout individual. 3-man front. It looks like they're in their cover 3 look, their deep look. Play action look. There. Blitz was coming. Great throw and catch on the outside. Shante Marrero makes the catch. It's about a 12-yard gain. And it looks like Marrero is injured over there. There was a big collision between Marrero and it looked like number 4, Elijah Palmer, who made the tackle. Marrero's still down on the sideline after making the catch. Again, I think about 13-yard gain. We're going to call it 13 because I think it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
And we weren't talking about it at the beginning. We said the weather could be a thing. We didn't think the field was wet, but I've seen a few slip-ups in the backfield on both sides. And on that play, the quarterback, Tristan Hopkins, almost slipped on the ground, was able to catch himself before he did that pass. And that's the second time we've seen that someone slip up, or a third time someone slipped up. So maybe the field is a little bit more wet than what we thought.
Yeah, it might be a little slippery out there, especially in the middle of the field where he is trying to operate. There's obviously there was a penalty, some sort of hit to the head, I believe is what they're calling, which is what happened to Marrero. He took a shot there on the sideline a little bit high, and they're calling that a personal foul. So that'll be a first down then for the Ballard Bruins. And I don't think, unfortunately for them right now, they're going to see Marrero as they're still tending to him on the sideline. I believe he's still down. And they're going to actually hold play for a moment here. Even though he's off the field, they're going to hold play, and maybe, I don't know if they're calling for the ambulance, but we've got a stoppage in the action. They're going to have both teams come and get water, and with 42 seconds to go here in the first quarter, we'll just have a little break in the action. This is Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Winding Springs Luxury Living, located in Elizabethtown on Nicholas Street. Now leasing brand new apartments and condos. Also available is Black Branch Self-Storage for all your storage needs. Call 270-766-1155 today to make an appointment, or visit WindingSpringsEtown.com and BlackBranchStorage.com. I don't know what's happening on the other sideline. The North Hardin players are headed back onto the field. I don't know if they've got things figured out over there or not. But, Tony, I'm still trying to figure out on North Hardin's roster here, number 59, who is playing on the defensive front for North Hardin there. Looking through the roster, trying to find number 59. So a lot of times we get these rosters, and they don't always coincide with the number of people have on their backs, which is somewhat unfortunate. I'm not sure how that happens, how that occurs. But number 59 has made several plays inside there. I'd love to show him a little respect and attention here if I could. If I had him on the roster, I'd certainly do that. We'll see if we can't rectify that situation here in just a little bit and figure out who number 59 is, who's been making some plays. Looks like they've got Marrero up and headed back to the bench area where they can give him a little more attention. But, again, with 42 seconds to go, the Ballard Bruins will come back out. It's 1st and 10. The ball is at the 23-yard line, I believe, from the right hash here. And Tristan Hawkins will take over with Hargrove right behind him. Play action. Look, getting the ball to number 7. A good tackle on the outside, about a 4-yard gain on the screen.
And that was a nice look right there. He came up and they hit him. They hit him quick. Them running that option is making the North Hardin Trojans think they're going to run that belly play, and I think that's what led to him being open right there on that quick slant route.
So that was number 7 catching the ball. And again,
that's the end of the quarter there, Coach.
As I mentioned, we do not have number 7 on the Ballard roster either. So that is the end of the first quarter. And we have no score, but the Ballard Bruins will come back at 2nd down and 7 in the red zone inside the 20-yard line. Let me go back to our sponsors and our ads. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling is a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91 on Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties in the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. So 1st down and 10 to start this second quarter off. The Ballard Bruins now headed to our right end here.
No, we got 2nd and 7, Coach.
2nd and 7, sorry. Yeah, 2nd and 7 from the about the night, just inside the 20, about the 19-yard line. They are in the red zone. Number 15, Grant Berkeley, is the tight slot, the wing to the right side. Got one wide receiver on his side as well. It looks like they've gone to a tight end set on the right with number 11, Farmer. Tight end. They fumbled the football again, and the Trojans are on it. Wow, just couldn't handle. That's the second time they couldn't handle the quarterback exchange with the running back, and that's not one of their top 2 running backs. That is not Hargrove or William Elliott. That was number 23, who is Damari Edlin, who's only had 1 rush attempt on the season. And so they go to one of the other backs in their stable of backs, and with not a successful, it just looked like the ball never got to him.
Well, it was another high snap again.
Yeah.
From the center. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's.
So the Trojans take over after that turnover. The ball is on their 19-yard line, and 2 receivers to each side. We're going to give the ball to Kai Boyd, and Boyd is stuffed at about the 21-yard line after a 2-yard gain. I believe number 13, Gavin Willis, was there to help make the play. So 2nd down and 8 from the 21-yard line now. We've got trips formation to the right. Looks like Skylar Coffey and Sean Boykin out there in the slots to that right side. Blitz coming. They're going to throw a screen. That's a good play against the blitz. Boykins had an opportunity to break it. Boy, it was just stopped.
Like number 4 for Bruin. The Bruins caught his foot there.
Terrell Hearn makes the play on that
he may
in
have
the
saved
secondary.
a touchdown there.
He definitely saved a touchdown, Tony. So a big play from the 21 out to the 37-yard line. About a 16-yard gain there on the screen pass. That was, again, to Sean Boykin, number 9. So that's his 2nd catch of the night. He's got 26 yards on 2 catches. 1st and 10 Trojans from their own 37. Looking to throw the ball again here. The crossing route, the short cross to Quayshawn Davis. He's going to accelerate and get good yards up to the 50-yard line. That'll be another first down after a 12-yard gain.
Well, that was a nice catch and pass there by the Trojans.
We've really seen this Trojan passing attack get better as the season has gone along, more efficient, able to move the chains, able to make big plays. And again, 2 receivers to each side. Wimberly from midfield, from the 50. Blitz coming, 2 linebackers coming this time. Wimberly trying to step up in the pocket, man. There was nowhere to go. He's sacked at the 45-yard line.
And hats off to the coverage on the Bruins there on that series, too. They brought that blitz hard, and he had nowhere to go in the pocket. He had nowhere to go to throw that ball.
So a nose tackle, number 44, on the play. I'm looking through their list of defenders and don't see a 44, so that's fun, too. According to their list of statistics on their defense, number 44 isn't on there, so he must not have a tackle all year. That's all I can figure. They call face mask? What do they call there? Defensive holding. Interesting. So
maybe that's why the coverage looks good.
That's why Wimberly couldn't find anybody, Tony.
Somebody was being held onto out there.
1st down and 10 from the 45, so the Trojans will get a first down. They're going screen pass again to Boykins. Boykins making one man miss, trying to make another. He's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards there, so another good first down pickup.
If they keep Bruins keep throwing those blitz in there, you want those quick release passing routes, quick screens, quick slants, get the ball out there quick. Let your guys try to make some yardage off of their athletic ability out there.
Those screens are great, too, against the blitz, and you're getting a lot of blitz here. You're seeing 43 Mulaney coming on almost every play, along with 5 Jamarcus Frank. So they're bringing a lot of pressure, and when you blitz, those guys aren't going to make plays against screens. So nobody blitzing this time. Deep and oh, my goodness. Right sideline looked like some sort of a stop-and-go route for Quayshawn Davis, and just off of his hand.
Just a little bit.
Just a little high on the throw. So, yeah, 3rd down and 6 here for the Trojans. Again, they are on the Ballard Bruin 35-yard line, so they are deep, probably 4-down territory here. You could stand to pick up 3 or 4 yards here. They could run, but here comes the blitz.
Again.
Both backers coming like they have been. Good protection. Could not
like
get the pass. They're throwing that little shallow route again. They've thrown that. This is the third time they've thrown that tonight.
You want to hit those little dink and dunks as quick as you can and just see what you can get. You don't have the backers out there.
If you can hit that and against the blitz, then obviously fewer people to try to make the play. So 4th down and 6, and here they go. They're going to go for it. 2 receivers to each side. It's Boyd behind Wimberly there. Looks like a 4-man front. That's just a linebacker up, going to blitz, and they're able to draw him offside. So great job with the freeze, the hard count, and it'll bring up a 4th and 1 now.
I think they go quarterback sneak here.
With a big quarterback like that, that's probably a pretty good play. They ran that successfully against Central Hardin last week, but went away from it on one play, and I'm not real sure why they did that. But here they are under center, and it's going to, against a team who's used to being in a 3-man front, this is probably a pretty good call, a pretty good opportunity. Looked like they jumped. In fact, I don't know if Wimberly got it. I'm not sure, but, boy, it sure looked like they were offsides, the Ballard Bruins. Somebody jumped in early.
I still think he got that.
Yeah, I think he got it, but I haven't seen the mark yet, and they're going to call the
chains out.
Chains in. So
let's see where they mark. The ball's at. It looks pretty. I think it's a first down.
Do you? It's short of the 30. I thought they had to get the 30 to get it, but maybe not. First down. Dadgummit you, Tony Menendez. Well, guys,
I'm
that
sitting,
teaches you a lesson.
I'm sitting more
He's
on this
sitting
side.
1 yard to the left of me, so he had a better view of what was going on there. That's the excuse. Doggone.
We'll go with that.
All right, let's listen to Tony from now on this stuff. Better eyes, younger eyes than me. All right, 2 receivers to each side. 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 30-yard line. They're trying to get the receiver set. They're bringing him in a little tighter. Watch for one of those guys running an out route.
They're bringing a blitz again.
No, they're trying to get across the field again, and that's not going to happen. There's a flag down, so a loss of a yard on the pass completion and a flag down. There's got to be a holding call, I would suspect, where they're throwing that. There was a big blitz coming, and somebody grabbed one of the blitzers.
Yeah, they were just trying to dump it off there right quick. And
so that was Sean Rose on the catch, but that one's going to
face mask.
Face mask. So somebody may have grabbed a blitzer by the face mask there, and that, I believe, was a personal foul face mask. That's going to go back 15 yards. And honestly, Tony, I think
you got to hate that when that happens.
Oh, my
goodness.
goodness.
All that momentum, and then and this has been happening up to both teams this game. They start pushing forward, and let's go all the way back.
The Trojans, there's 9:29 to go here in the second quarter, but the Trojans beat themselves against Central Hardin. They've really struggled with the penalties and costly penalties. And they've just got to be more sound here. Running the crossing route again. That ball not thrown well, but Wimberly took a wallop in the backfield.
Number 32.
That's Cameron Norfleet who put a big hit on Wimberly there. Wimberly, had he been able to get that to Boykins on that shallow crossing route, again, that's the 5th time they've thrown that tonight. That time could not complete it. But I think the Ballard Bruins are starting to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm surprised that North has gone so far away from the pass. I mean, I guess they're seeing the blitz schemes. They're figuring they can have more of a chance on these quick passes than trying to run it inside. But I feel like their run game is where it was at.
They draw the Ballard Bruins off again. So 2nd and 30 is going to become 2nd and 25 for this Trojan squad. So at least they are now back into Ballard Bruin territory at the Bruin 45-yard line. Trips formation to the right to the short side of the field. One-on-one down here on the bottom. It looks like a 3-deep zone look for this Ballard Bruin squad. And they are looking to go to that one receiver side. It's Sean Rose on a jump ball, basically, and
almost picked off again.
It was, and it could have been called an offensive pass interference. 12, I believe, is who that was. That was Jaden Minkins, who's had several interceptions on the season already, and Minkins couldn't come down with it. Good job by Rose to kind of play defense on that. Brings up a 3rd down and 25, and just aren't a whole lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd down and 25. It's just kind of hoping somebody will make a big play.
You think maybe go try to get a good chunk and maybe go for another good chunk.
Sure, you can go for 12 or 15 yards here and maybe go for it. Basically, going to throw a middle screen to the back. My goodness.
Number 5 was on that.
Yeah, Jamarcus Frank was all over that from his linebacker spot. Now, the problem is there were 2 or 3 linemen who had released a block, and none of them picked up Jamarcus Frank. Had they picked him up, everybody else was at the quarterback on that screen, and it would have been a huge play, but you've got to pick up. That's the hard part, too. You've got these athletic linebackers and your linemen who aren't as athletic. Is that a nice way to say it?
No, it makes sense.
Who are trying to block those guys, and sometimes it's hard for them to.
Well, when you get that 3-4 look, you don't know which of the backers is coming up.
Right. We coached in a 3-5 look where we blitzed a ton, and always we're bringing somebody. Boy, what a bounce! Stop the ball, Trojan! Wow!
Oh my!
Caden Logston knocks that ball dead at the 1 yard line, and a great job hustling down the field by that coverage squad to stop the ball at the 1 yard line. So Caden Logston getting the job done right there. Senior on senior night. Good play. We got a lot of seniors.
This is where you say, pin your ears back. Here we go, boys.
Yeah, they get, 2-0 is fine. There's nothing wrong with 2-0 and getting the ball back. So if they could pin their ears back and make a tackle for loss in this situation, that would be a big deal. So interestingly enough, it looks like number 14 in the huddle. That's Ethan Barnett, the backup quarterback for this Ballard Bruins squad. What is going on here, Tony? I don't know. They're playing a 5th or 6th team running back. Now they got the backup quarterback in. I'm not sure what's happening here. It looks like there's a lot of confusion and timeout called by the Ballard Bruins with 8:32 to go. 1st and 10 from their own 1 yard line. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com and subscribe today.
Now, would you think Butler's pulling in their backups just to prepare for the playoffs and don't want to get anybody hurt? They may have got to scare that the last quarter.
Oh, goodness.
One of their main guys went out there.
Marrero is out. That is devastating to this football team. He has not come back in. We may not see him again, and maybe they are going to do that. They are under center, it looks like right here. Maybe this quarterback, Ethan, is it Barnett, did I say? Barnett is their under center guy. Wow, they're going to call a penalty on the Trojans. Encroachment, I believe. So somebody was in the backfield or lined up off sides, and so, wow, that field position that they had gotten off of that great punt is now erased. It's 1st down and 5 from the 6 yard line. And
the rain started.
And the rain has started to come down. What's a 0-0 game becomes maybe even more difficult. I think there is somebody out there. Got somebody knocking on the door behind us here. With 8:32 to go, rain falling, and what's a defensive battle could become even tougher here. Malachi Farmer, 11, is at tight end, so they're in a tight end look. They're going to run the football there, but man, stuffed. I'm not sure who that was at the running back spot, but it was number 4, Elijah Palmer, coming up from his safety spot to stuff that running play. Again, it was just 1st and 5. Hargrove is back in, number 26, Keyshawn Hargrove, who had several carries earlier. He did pick up a couple on that, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Really good play by Palmer to come up and make that tackle. But again,
they still have the 2nd string quarterback in there, number 14, still in play.
Ethan Barnett is on the field, so he has played some this season, completing 10 of 19 passes. So he has been on the field. They are back in the shotgun look. 3 receivers to the left. Looks like they're going with the option look there, and Barnett kept the ball. They're running that read option look, and so far we had not seen Hawkins pull the ball and run with it, but Barnett pulled it, ran with it, and he picked up about 5 yards on the carry there. So big 1st down. Barnett on the field and now off to a good start.
And he's still staring in there, Coach.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going back to Hawkins for this series. Maybe they're either trying to take care of him, rest him, or maybe they just think they need a spark on the offensive side of the ball, and they're going to go to Barnett. So after the 5-yard gain, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, they have what appears to be a one tight end set with 2 wideouts and 1 tight slot here. Again, running that read option. He's going to give this time to 26 Hargrove. Good cut by Hargrove. Big play up the left sideline. And he's out of bounds after a gain of 21 yards. They're going to be up just past the 36, maybe to the 37-yard line. So big carry by Hargrove. We're going to give him 22 yards on that.
And that was that option look again. He gave it this time. He didn't keep it.
Well, and it looks like they're kind of blocking that with a kind of a zone blocking scheme. They're leaving somebody unblocked to be read as far as the quarterback either pull or give. And that time the whole right side of the North Hardin defensive line just got caved down, and he cut it back out to the left side there. So it was designed straight ahead, and he just made a good, strong cut. And the Trojans are going to more of a 50 look there, it appears. This time it's Elliott on the carry. He's going for about 9 or 10 yards, but there's a flag in the backfield. They're switching up the running backs now. That was Elliott that time.
So we got a hold in the back.
Yeah, my goodness.
They grabbed a hold of it. Looks like number 50 for the Trojans.
A.J. Ruggiero is number 50 for the Trojans, and
he got back there in the backfield in a hurry, and they grabbed a hold of him.
So Ruggiero causing a little bit of havoc. One of the guys returning from last year's great defensive squad. And they will be moving this thing back from the spot of the foul. So here we are again. Both of these teams just can't get out of their own way. If they could just go a series without a penalty, they might have a chance to score the football, but they're just unable to do it.
And I don't think there's been a series
No.
in this game without a penalty yet.
So 1st down and 22 now, which is not how this game is supposed to work, but that's how it's been all game for both of these squads. Way behind the chains because of penalty mistakes. 2 receivers to each side, and again, Barnett at the quarterback spot, number 14. Barnett is a junior. Lots of pressure. Ruggiero again, but they get it off. Yeah. He was just trying to get rid of the ball under the pressure he was under, and they're going to pick up about 5 yards to make it 2nd down and 17. I didn't see who caught the pass. I couldn't see it. It was right on the sideline, right in among the rest of the players over there, but it was number 3 for this squad, Caleb Benton, who was about the 9th or 10th leading rusher on the squad. So
that was nice awareness. You just saw the outlet there. Get something better than nothing in a loss. The blitz got in there quick by North.
So 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 17 as Barnett's trying to direct traffic to get people in the right place there. Confused as can be as 15 Berkeley and 11, who is Malachi Farmer, finally get settled in at the tight end spots. Double tight end. They're going to throw to one of the tight ends, and that was not a very good throw as Farmer was running like a, we used to call it basketball pass, tight end pop pass kind of a thing.
I think he had him open there too, but it just was thrown way too low.
So the attempted pass to Farmer falls incomplete. 3rd down and 17, 6:24 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Ball is on their own 30-yard line. They need to get to the 47 to have the 1st down here. And in their own end of the field, they're not going for, unless they're 4th and 1 possibly for a 4th down look. Still have no idea who number 7 is out here at the wide receiver spot out here on the right side. I have not seen number 9, Cameron Horton. That could be Cameron Horton.
Cameron Horton's out there as well.
Oh, is he out there on the
he was
the
on
slot? He's in. 9 is in the slot. They're going deep up the left sideline. Jump ball for the ball. Good play out there by number 3, Micah Parms at the corner. He really did a good job breaking that pass up. It looked like it was number 3 again as an intended receiver, Caleb Benton, who has got several rushing attempts on the season, and he has caught 3 passes as well. So It's just really interesting what the Ballard Bruins are doing here, Tony. And
They're
we're
not-
seeing some guys that are way down on the list as far as depth chart, as far as at least statistics are concerned, that are seeing action tonight.
Yeah, they're doing some different things than we thought they would be doing. We were looking for them to be doing a read option. We assumed they'd be spread, just trying to sling it all over the place, but that has not been going.
Well, they're not having a whole lot of success in number 35, William Beaumont, to attempt the punt here on 4th down and 17. Not much pressure. He'll get it away. It's Davis back to catch that. He does receive it. He will fair catch that at about the 40. They're going to mark it at the 45. It looked like he was about the 46 when he caught it. Kind of a rough spot there. But the Trojans will take over with great field position with 6:14 to go in the second quarter.
We'll see what they can do on this series.
So I believe they've only had 2 series. They lost a series because of the fake punt where the Ballard Bruins got an extra offensive series. So they've only had a couple of opportunities, and they drove the ball on one of those opportunities and were unable to get points out of it because of some, again, penalty issues. Trips formation to the right. Motion coming across. Interesting formation, a little bit of a different formation. They'll run a counter action look, and Boyd will get nothing. Stopped at the 45-yard line there.
It looks like 51 for the Bruins got in there first. Do we have the 51? I don't see 51.
Not either, but yeah. That's Cordair Atkinson makes the play, number 51. So 2nd down and 10 after the big play, and it looks like they've got a 4-man front. Guys hands down.
Empty.
The Trojans going empty, and now you go to a 4-man front. Really interesting decision there. Wimberly looking downfield. That's going to be picked. Bad throw as he was trying to get to Boykins. Just a horrible decision. Great play by number 12, and that's Jaden Minkins making the interception there. So a big play for this Ballard Bruins squad as the Trojans had seized some momentum there. But
and Minkins had his hands on the ball earlier that we thought was going to be a pick and missed it, but that time he did not.
So Minkins, one of the leading interceptors. That's his 4th on the season for this squad. He is now leading their squad in interceptions. So Jaden Minkins making a big play, number 12 there. Lennox Jackson made an interception earlier, so that's 2 picks thrown now by Manny Wimberly. And this is just sloppy all around by both squads, especially on the offensive side. 0-0 right now. Number 27 in at running back, William Elliott, and Barnett back at the quarterback spot. He wanted Elliott in the pistol look. Number 40, it's number 40, Damian Hensley, jumping early into the backfield. So encroachment there, and that'll take the ball to the 45. It'll be 1st down and 5.
They've been doing some this is just odd. I just thought for sure we're going to see some throwing action, and it looks like they're going to try to run it some more there with the Bruins.
I think that's probably their best bet. They have not been very accurate. Now with Marrero not on the field, this is not I think the squad that they thought that they were going to be going to battle with tonight anyway for this Ballard Bruin offense. Running the zone read option again, 27, Elliott with it. He's very close to the 1st down. I'm not sure. The mark is almost right at the stick. A 5-yard gain, but is it just short or is it just to the line? It looks like they're going to mark it just short of the line to gain. They're going to put it right at the 49, it's the line to gain is right at the 50, just short of the 50. So we're going to give them a 4-yard gain on that. Again, that's Elliott back on the field, number 27, the leading rusher for this squad. What do we got defensively for North? They've gone to a 4-man front look as well. Both teams kind of going more to a 4-man. Well, it's still a 3-man front, but that outside linebacker on the right is really tight in head up on the wing on that side as well. Quarterback's going to keep it this time, Barnett, and he will pick up the 2nd down and short, about a 3-yard gain.
The
North Hard linebacker
there.
Yeah, they got tangled up. Yeah,
neither one of them wanted to get a penalty. The man tangled or the man tangling up.
I saw I think the Ballard Bruin had to take his helmet and lift it up. I think they'd gotten hooked together. believe that was number 40, Damian Hensley, and the left guard for the Ballard Bruins got tangled up there. So 1st and 10 after the Barnett short gain of 3 yards gets them the first down. So they are in Trojan territory with 4:18 to go, trying to get down and score. Good run off the left side. It's going to be a 4-yard gain, I believe. That's 27 again, Elliott.
And that was some good patience by the running back. He stuttered there a little bit just to read to see where he was going and followed his blockers and got upfield a little bit.
Well, that's what the soft spot was on the defensive front, and Mason Howard, number 23, made the tackle on the play, but a gain of 4, bring up a 2nd down and 6, 3:48 and counting here. They've got the ball just over the 45 of the Trojans, and again, 27, William Elliott is the running back for this series. Number 9, Cameron Horton coming to the right in the slot. Still don't know who number 7 is here. And again, running this read option. Look, big carry this time. Yeah, it's going to be about a 12-yard gain and another first down. Again, William Elliott really making his presence felt here on this drive. So 1st and 10 now from about the 32-yard line of the Trojans. And it's Ballard Bruin squad driving.
And it's still raining. Not as hard as it was a little while ago, but still got some rain going. And now he's back under center again.
So Barnett under center. 4 receivers, 1 back behind. They're going to run play action here.
He's got an open man.
Had several open receivers and unable to get it out with the pressure. Going deep down the field, and the ball just kind of thrown up for grabs. Number 3 was the nearest receiver. Again, that's Caleb Benton. And in coverage was number 4, Elijah Palmer, and just no chance.
No. Early in the development, I played that number 7, if we knew who he was. was on that out, was on that out route and had an easy pitch and catch there.
Yeah.
The quarterback just didn't see.
I don't know what his progression of reads was, Tony, but, yeah, he did not have his eyes in that area. I saw that out route wide open over on the sideline there, but maybe not his first read, and so he never got to that part of the progression with the pressure that was placed on him. A.J. Ruggiero, again, was coming in. Play action, look again, 11.
Right
Malachi Farmer makes the catch. He's still on his feet inside the 25-yard line, inside the 20, down to about the 13 where he is being swarmed. And some late hitting and picking people off the pile. That is not something that you usually get away with. But I believe Farmer was at his slot spot and kind of late release, delayed release.
He blocked down and then released. It went shallow there and was able to pick up a first down and then some.
Absolutely. So from the 32 down to about the 12, a 20-yard gain on that pass play to Malachi Farmer. His first catch of the game, second completion for Barnett. Ethan Barnett at quarterback number 14 here, and they are in the red zone. 2:15 to go and counting. Farmer at the slot on the right again. They're going to give this time. Again, it's 27. He bounces off the pile. He's grabbed there.
Still on
at
his
the
feet.
10, still on his feet. It looks like he's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. Again, 27, William Elliott, their leading rusher, having some success on this drive. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Again, it's this read option look, and quarterback's pulled it twice in the game, so they're trying to give the ball there. I haven't seen the blocking scheme. I think it's a zone blocking look, an inside zone read. And now more of a 4-man front look for this North Hardin Trojan deep, and they've turned the wrong way. Broken play for Barnett. He's going to make some yards. Tackled by number 23. Good tackle, Mason Howard. He got there in a hurry, but somebody turned the wrong way.
Yes. Looked like there was a miscommunication between the back and the quarterback on that play. I think they were looking to run it. I think the quarterback thought the play was strong side.
Yeah.
And the running back went
The running back was standing behind him. That is unfortunate. 3rd down and 4 now from about the 7-yard line. Going straight ahead again to Elliott. I can't see. It's close. He's over the 5. They need about the 3, maybe the 2.5 to get a first down. Number 9, the receiver Cameron Horton was running back to the huddle, and the official was waving his arms and hit him in the head.
We got a timeout on Trojans.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down and about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. They need to get to the 3, and they got just over the 5, I believe. So big 4th down coming up with 50 seconds to go in the half from the 5-yard line here. This is an HCEC-TV student production, the Division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, Winding Springs Luxury Living, and Black Branch Self-Storage, West Point Bank, and E-Town Exterminating. So, again, Tony, what do you think? I think it's obvious here on a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. I think it's 4th and 1. What you think you're going to see out of this Ballard Bruin
I think if
squad.
I was the Ballard Bruins, I would hard count on this play.
Try to pick up
especially
a cheap one.
after a timeout. It's easy to go hard count. They don't jump. Now let's go for a run.
They've got a timeout left as well. You could hard count them and call a timeout if you wanted to here. You'd still have plenty of time to run a number of plays. And they've gone to several tight end. Look, number 7 was backing off the field at the end. Horton in motion across. They're going to go out of the I formation, toss sweep to the right. They've got space. It looks like he's down to about the 2-yard line. Again, that's Elliott with the football. That's going to be a 1st down.
And that surprised me. I would not have thought they would go with a toss sweep. I thought they surely would run it inside.
Well, they went to the I formation under
Elliott
center.
there.
Yeah, double tight end. They have not run that yet. So a good 3-yard gain for Elliott will pick up. And they're still in that same look. It's kind of their jumbo package look. Big number 44, the linebacker.
27 jumped in the backfield on that play.
Leaning. Can you believe that, man? These guys.
He just fell forward. He was getting ready to take off, and the ball wasn't snapped yet, and he fell forward before it got snapped.
So 36 seconds to go, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6, as prosperity is something neither team can stand at this point. So 1st and 6, 35 seconds, and the clock is running here. They do have a timeout remaining here. So they're in their jumbo look with a big fullback, and another penalty has been thrown here. The clock will be stopped at 27 seconds. Looking for a call here. Offsides on the offense again. So they've jumped again here. An offsides call will now make it 1st and goal from the 11. I think they'd have to get away from this jumbo package now. They brought in number 44, who is one of the linebackers or defensive linemen, to play fullback. He's still out there right now.
Go to a pass right here.
Clock is running even after the penalty. Is that supposed to happen? So they've got a timeout still here. They're going to throw the pop pass. Intercepted! Alex White, number 8. Is that who that is?
Yes, it is. It is.
Number 8, Alex White, from his linebacker spot on the pop pass. So they faked the run up the middle and come up to throw a quick pop pass to the tight end. And Alex White, the ball was nowhere near the intended target. Just probably a horrible decision right there. And for a team that's thrown for 1,600 yards on the season, who's been throwing those passes? I mean, it hasn't been Barnett, it's been Hawkins, but I haven't seen anybody who's thrown a real good ball in the game. And this half will run out. I don't know.
This was not the game we were expecting.
Not the game we expected. Certainly not that exciting. We do have a competitive game. It's anybody's ball game, and as it continues to get more and more wet, I don't see these offenses being able to generate a lot more. So at this point, at the end of the first half, 0-0. Both teams are going to go try and find some answers, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes with second half action.
Hello, I'm Regina Ryan, and I'm the Director of Hardin County Educational and Community Television. And joining me today is one of our longtime sponsors, Sean Rich with eTownExterminating.com. Sean, you all have been with us since the beginning, and without your support, we couldn't do what we do. Can you tell us about the company and when it got started and the background of how it got started?
Well, First of all, I'd just like to say thank you for this opportunity. We love to be able to be in this position where we can support Hardin County Educational Channel with all the athletic sports that we can. We feel like it's very important to do that. As far as our company, we are actually celebrating our 45th year this year, as of this month. And we're really excited about that. But as far as the company, we are a full-service exterminating company. We take care of termites, general pest control. We take care of from bed bugs to spiders to, like I said, termites to mice, whatever pest control that you need.
And how many employees do you have?
Currently, we have around 36 employees.
For those who haven't used your company before, what should they expect?
Well, we do, as far as general pest control, we do a monthly service, and we will come to your house and service the house, but we do a lot of exterior service, but we also go on the inside of the house.
Your services are available for both taking care of what happens inside your home and outside your home. So in regards to a client reaching out to you, what should they expect when they come to do some service inside the home for termite control, a roach issue, bed bugs, all the things that happen within the house? What should they expect?
When a technician comes to the house, they will inspect and they'll assess what needs to be done. Everything that will be done will be told to the customer prior to the treatment. We do have protocols in place with everything going on with COVID right now. We will wear a mask, we'll wear gloves, we'll sanitize our tanks, our hands, everything. So we make it as safe as possible for our technician and for the customer.
And exterior is wise.
Yes, we do a lot of service on the exterior. When we assess the property, we'll see where insects are coming into the building. We will make treatments on the outside, but also we'll make recommendations to those customers. If there's something that needs to be sealed or caulked, or a door jammed, or a sweep on a door needs to be fixed, then we'll tell the customer about that.
Now, besides that one-time service, it's really important to do monthly.
Yes, we have a monthly service. What we do is we assign that customer with a regular technician. Majority of our technicians have been with us for years, so you'll have the same person each time. But they'll give you a call the night before, set up a time for an appointment. They'll come out, they'll service. If you have any problems in between services, all you have to do is give our office a call, or we give the customer's direct line to their technician. They can call them, they'll come back out, and they'll take care of it with no extra charge.
Now, I know you're located in Hardin County, but where else do you service?
Well, we service all the surrounding counties, Meade, Nelson, Breck, Taylor, LaRue. We service about 9 different counties.
So, not that anybody wants insects in their home, but what are the most popular insect that you deal with?
We deal with, on a regular basis, spiders, ants, cockroaches, bed bugs, and mice.
Oh gosh, that's just...
And then we have a lot of seasonal insects. Ants during the summer, we have a lot more because of the rain. And then during the spring, or during the fall time of the year, we get a lot of calls like on crickets in houses. During the winter, we get a lot of calls for spiders and also for mice or rodents.
And so and you can help out with any of those types of insects and things? Yes,
with doing general maintenance, we can get it where you're not seeing anything.
Okay. I'm assuming annually there might be rise and falls of little critters or insects that might be a little bit more aggressive than before. Is that something that's common year to year?
Yes, I mean, we usually have one insect that will pop out each year, but generally right now that we have had probably more of an uptick right now are bed bugs, and they're, we can take care of them, but it's a lot of prep work for the customers and for us.
I was going to say, anytime you get an infestation, it does take a little bit of time, correct?
Yes, one treatment for a heavy infestation will not take care of it.
Right. You were an athlete in high school. What sports did you participate in?
I played basketball, I ran cross country, and ran track.
And your children, I know that they've also been very active.
Yes, I had a daughter that graduated in Elizabethtown 2016. She was a swimmer. A daughter that graduated in 2019. She was a soccer player, and I have a son right now that's a junior at E-Town. He's playing basketball and soccer.
Wonderful, and want to congratulate your oldest daughter is a nurse. She's on the front lines.
Yes, she just graduated from University of Kentucky this past spring. She accepted a position at Vanderbilt University Hospital, and so she's down there right now working there at Vanderbilt.
I was going to say, on the front lines, those first responders.
Yes, we're very proud of her. She's taken on a task, and we're glad that she's in that position right now.
Yeah, and it means so much to those that she's taking care of, and so that's phenomenal. Your middle daughter is going to become the next generation of E-Town Exterminating.
Yes, my daughter Abby, last year she told us that she wanted to come back into the company, and so this year she's been working this summer, working with a lot of my supervisors, learning how to sell. She's been working with me a lot on the management side of it and financial, and we're going to bring her up into the company, and so we're really excited about that.
I was going to say, it must have been a proud moment when she said she wanted to continue in that role.
Yes, and I always said that Abby was my dad made over. So it's exciting to see her to, when I came up into the company, my dad always said that I was going to bring it up to the next level. Now I look at Abby, and I believe she's going to bring it up to the next level for me.
That's wonderful. Now, people that would like to get in touch, what do they do?
Well, they can call us. Our phone number is 270-737-6900, or our website is www.muggabug.com. That's muggabug.com.
Amazing. And really, the nice thing about it is you get to talk to a real person.
Yes, we have 4 wonderful administrative assistants in our office, and they will talk to you live.
It really makes a lot of difference. And you're in the communities that you serve. You really give back to that community. And why is that important to you?
Well, as a family-owned company here in the community, and as a product of this community, I feel like to reinvest into the things like this in sports, athletics, or a lot of other programs that we invest into with the Hardin County school system and with the Elizabethtown Independent School System, that we can give opportunities to these kids that normally they wouldn't have money or the advantages of doing that. And as an athlete, I always look at giving back to these type of programs, because not only are they competing, but they're generating friends and longtime friends for years to come, and that's what's more important than anything is getting these bonds. And I look back, I still have great friends that I played basketball with, or I ran cross country or track with, and they're probably some of my closest friends. So that's the reason. That's the big reason why I like giving back to these programs. Just give them opportunities to be part of something.
Well, and developing those relationships, from assigning a specific technician to a resident to taking care of those relationships that you've established in the community. It's really what it's all about. Well, thank you, Sean, for being such a wonderful sponsor for HCEC-TV and Brandenburg Telecom's Live Channel 1 Sports. Without that support, we couldn't do what we do. And I just really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Well, now it's time to get back to our live sports coverage. So we're looking forward to seeing those athletes in action from all of our area schools.
Regular season game for both of these squads, and to this point it's been a defensive struggle, 0-0. Tony, we've been speculating at halftime here about what's going on with this Ballard Bruins squad. Give me your thoughts on what's happening over on the other sideline.
My only thought so far could be they did have a scare early in the game with one of their key players going down, and that maybe the coach is feeling like, I need to get prepared for playoffs, and maybe he's starting to peel away some of the starters and put in some backups to just be safe, get through this week, move on to next week. You hate to see it, but maybe that's the process they're going through right here.
It's the only thing I can think of as well, Tony. I mean, you see, at running back on a series, number 23, Damari Edlin, one of the fumbles that they had, he's got one carry for 15 yards prior to coming on the field. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs who are ahead of him as far as statistically. I don't know what goes on at practice or what's happened with injuries, but we've got William Elliott and Keyshawn Hargrove, their two leading rushers, who have been playing, who've been alternating, and why they went to, that Damari Edlin, number 23, on that one series for that one carry where again, that wasn't his fault. He didn't fumble, but the ball was never given to him. But there's some interesting things going on here. We have figured out who number 7 is. Number 7 is Amari Young, who is listed as number 84 on the roster. So Amari Young for this Ballard squad, but they're not substituting all of their starters out. Obviously, they're still having to play the bulk of the folks. But as soon as their star receiver, Shante Marrero, went down, and we have not seen him again. We don't know what his status is. Haven't seen him on the sideline. Have not seen an ambulance leave, so I don't guess it's as serious as that. But as soon as that happened is when we saw Tristan Hawkins, their starting quarterback, exit stage left. So I think that's probably a logical assumption, Tony. What are we going to have to see for somebody to put the ball in the end zone here?
I don't know. One is to stop the penalties on both sides of the ball for both teams. Both teams have had chances to move the ball down the field. Now, the Bruins have got further down the field a few times and been even in red zone situations twice, and both times yanked back from penalties, costing them like scoring drives. The same thing with the Trojans. The Trojans have one good series where they got the ball in good field position, were able to march on the field, but as soon as they got down there, then they ended up getting yanked back as well. I'm still just surprised, but we were expecting a throw-heavy spread team, and that is not what we've seen tonight at all. We've seen they're doing read option. They've gone to a wishbone formation. They've done just like run, and so it's not characteristic of what we thought this game was going to be, at least from the Bruins standpoint.
So, what we're seeing is very similar squads, which both teams are in the spread, but they both want to run the football. We have seen the penalties and the turnovers. Each team has turned it over twice, 2 interceptions thrown by Manny Wimberly, a fumble and an interception on the other side. Honestly, I think both teams really need to consider tightening up, even though they haven't given up any points. Both teams have driven the football by running. Well, the Ballard Bruins have. And I think the Trojans are going to have to shore up their numbers in the box and dare, Ethan Barnett to throw the football, because he has not been accurate. It's wet. It's going to get worse. So I think both teams need to think about putting more guys in the box to stop the run. I think it's going to have to be a big play somewhere along the way for somebody to score the football here.
The Bruins have put guys in the box and have been sitting blitzes left and right from all different directions, and the Trojans have been doing those little dinky dunk screens and quick passes to try to get rid of the ball. They haven't even got their run game going, which we thought that's what they were going to be doing, is getting a run game going. And it's kind of both teams are not playing characteristic of each other.
I've got the Trojans for -2 yards rushing. I mean, they haven't gotten a thing going, and Kai Boyd has been super effective all season. They've thrown the ball with some effect. I've got 5 or 6 completed passes, but they have not, because of some turnovers, they haven't run a lot of offensive plays either. So the second half is underway. The kick is fielded by Quayshawn Davis. This may be an opportunity right here, as Davis is explosive, but he will be tackled.
On the 21, it looks like.
Yeah, good coverage by the Ballard Bruins. Tackle by number 13. Not sure who 13 is. We'll find 13 here eventually and see who that is for this Ballard Bruins squad. But a good coverage by the Ballard Bruins. It'll be 1st and 10 for the North Hardin Trojans. It'll be trips formation to the right. They're going to start with the ball at about the 21-yard line, will the Trojans. So they'll start off the second half with possession. Wimberly will have Kai Boyd behind him in the backfield. Throwing the quick screen again, and good blocking by the receivers, but man, there's a lot of guys there. Quick recovery in this Bruins squad. Oh, fumble on the play, and they pick up the fumble. I wondered why everyone was so excited, and I saw the official pointing. I did not see the ball come loose.
I did not see it
Tony?
squirt out. I thought he was down and lost about a yard after the catch, but I guess he popped it out on the way down. They were able to scoop it up.
So
disappointing for the Trojans to come out here in their
goodness.
first play on this series and lose the ball like that.
So the ball is going to be at the 22 or 23. It must have popped forward a little bit. 3 or 4 guys were all over. It looked like Sean Boykins on the catch.
And 6 is back at quarterback again.
All right, so they go back to Hawkins here. Big run all the way down to what looks like the 6-yard line there, and that was Cameron Horton on like a jet sweep look. It's going to be a pass attempt is how it's going to be ruled, Tony, because it was that little flip forward by Tristan Hawkins there. Oh, wait a minute. Whenever you do something good, what happens?
Penalty.
Penalty. And there's a penalty, of course. There's a hold, I believe, on the Ballard Bruins. So the ball is going to be marked back to the 29-yard line. So the spot foul will make it a first down and about 17 yards to go from the 29. All right. Well, there you go. Ball on 29, 1st and 17 for this Ballard Bruins squad. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. It's Farmer at the tight slot. Slipping and falling is Elliott. He's going to break off the right side. He might have 6. He cuts back. Good blocking downfield by Benton.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. William Elliott, number 27 from 29 yards out.
That's that read option. And it looks like they were keying on the DN on that one.
They're looking to see if the DN will crash down, and he did not. He stayed outside, and the ball was given, and away goes William Elliott. And Elliott made a nice cut back. And number 3, Caleb Benton, the wide receiver, was downfield just absolutely blocking his behind off and really hustling and working hard, and that's results in 6 points. So the Bruins put one on the board here with 11:05 to go in the third quarter. It'll be Bohm, and they have a problem, and they're going to flip the ball back to Bohm, and he'll be
just drilled back. I feel bad.
Tony, that was a mess.
That was a mess, and I felt bad for the kid.
So this is a 6-3 football team. They have looked atrocious at times tonight. Playing 20-17 against Louisville Trinity. What's happened to Louisville Trinity is my only question on that, because that was kind of indicative of some of the mistakes that we've seen, penalties and turnovers and other issues. What happened, I don't know if you saw what happened there. They snapped the ball, and the kicker hadn't even turned around. He was taking his steps to get ready. They snapped the ball, and he looks up like, what's going on here? Why is the ball sitting on the tee? And he took off running, and they threw it to him. So just a mess.
Which I would just say lay down in that instance. Don't throw it to the kicker and let him get hurt in that situation.
So 11:05 to go, and the Ballard Bruins strike first. Not early, but first.
Early in the third quarter.
Early in the third quarter. So we're starting the second half off with a bang, a third turnover for the Trojans. And anytime you get a game like this where both teams are struggling, it's very inefficient. It's almost who can capitalize on the mistakes. And so we've had 5 total turnovers on the game. 3 the Trojans have turned over, and 2 that the Ballard Bruins have turned over. And finally, someone able to take advantage of that.
Well, now we get that wet field going.
it could get worse. I mean, that's one of the things that can happen, especially if you're going to try to throw the football, whether that's fumbles or just errant throws. Bohm to kick off. Again, Davis is going to catch the ball at about the 10.
and
He drops it, pitches it back. I'm not saying anything because I don't know how to describe that, Tony. That is
that could not have been a planned play.
No.
I'm not sure what the thought process was behind that.
I think it's the opposite of a thought process. It's not thinking a bit, and just you turn upfield to get what you can. You don't turn around and throw the ball backwards at your goal line to someone who may or may not be able to handle whatever toss you throw.
With a
at them.
wet ball on top of
Good
that.
gravy. So 1st and 10 from the 14. The Trojans will take over. Trips formation to the left. Boyd to the left.
And
He's
they're
going to take
bringing a blitz.
bringing blitz, and they're going to drill that in the backfield. Kai Boyd. Now, I will say this. When you and I coached defense and ran a 3-man front look and blitzed all the time, one of the things that will happen is you will catch those running plays in the backfield from time to time. The blitzing from different places, different angles, different people on every play will cause penetration, and a lot of times you'll hit those kinds of plays, especially against spread looks. We love playing against spread looks and not against tight ends because there were just a few gaps to control, and it was very easy to do. And, boy, they are bringing the heat. Wimberley deep this time, just out of bounds. Sean Rose was the intended target, but honestly, Wimberley just didn't want to get killed in the backfield.
Yeah, he had 12 underneath and 24 over top, so that corner and safety was there.
Yeah, it's Jaden Minkins, the leading interception, who's already got 1 interception tonight, and Robert Wycliffe, number 24. So, again, that's kind of a dangerous spot, but he threw it out of bounds. But that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. Right now the Ballard Bruins are kind of dominating this situation. 4 down linemen this time. And again, number 8, Josiah Jackson, who has jumped off sides. That might be his 3rd time jumping off sides tonight. But that'll move it up to about a 3rd down and 7 now after a 3rd and 12. So Trojans in a little bit more of a manageable situation if they can get enough time to get it out. It's a 2-deep look with 5 underneath here. 4 down linemen rushing here.
And
they're going to bring blitz. Mulaney, 43 late. They've got to cross the field. That's Boykins, I think. Is that 6 or 9?
6.
Okay, that's Quayshawn Davis on that shallow crossing route. Big pickup there of about 20 yards from the 17 up to the 37. So big throw and catch there as Wimberley finds Quayshawn Davis.
And a good job handling the blitz pressure there because they were on him that play, and he was able to get that off.
Mulaney came a little late. It looked like he didn't time it up very well. 2 receivers to each side, 1st and 10. Big drive here. They're going to give the Boyd. They've got a little bit of space. He's going to pick up 2 or 3.
That quick.
It did close quick, didn't it? Big number 44 closed that hole in a hurry for
that's
the
that
Ballard
nose
Bruins.
tackle, isn't it?
It is, and he's been all over the field, including in their goal line offensive look playing the fullback spot. So back to throw is Wimberley, trying to work up in the pocket, trying to keep his. He's going to go ahead and run the football, and he is going to take a pretty good shot. He picked up about 5 yards. It'll bring up maybe a 3rd down and 2. So a big play by Wimberley. They couldn't get him down now.
No, it looks like they're getting even a better spot than that.
Oh, maybe they did. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 1, so a 6-yard pickup for Wimberley, and that's a big play. So they've had a 3-yard run by Boyd and a 6-yard run by Wimberley, and so they're making a little bit more progress here. Tight trips, a bunch. Oh, boy. They had bunch left, obviously, to run the football. Under center, probably going to go with that quarterback sneak situation there. And it's going to be moved back now. So jumping off sides, I'll have to go back to more of a spread look here. Empty backfield, Wimberley by himself, 3 to the left, 2 receivers to the right, 3-man front for this Ballard Bruin squad. They're going to throw the screen on 3rd and long, and it's
Just
incomplete.
overthrew it there.
Overthrew Boykins and actually overthrew Davis. He didn't have anything anyway. There was one of the defensive backs right on him immediately. Number 4 was there. That was Terrell Hearn, and Terrell Hearn was all over Quayshawn Davis. He'd have had nothing on that anyway. So I don't know what the thinking was there, but I'm sure Coach just hoping to get one out against the blitz and have a chance to make a run, but nothing doing on that. So 4th down and 6 from their own 41-yard line, and Caden Logston will come on to punt. And Bruins are starting to assert themselves a little bit here, and the Trojans are going to have to get something going on offense. Logston to kick.
Nice
The ball's
kick.
away. Yeah, very well kicked. Retreating is Horton. He can't handle the punt. He's going to have to chase it down.
He has to pick that
Wow,
up.
drilled it to about the 3-yard line. So almost another turnover back the other way, Tony.
And that was a beautiful punt. It had that nice little spiral spin going to it. And with the wet conditions, sometimes it gets hard to catch those center field catches back there.
So that was Cameron Horton, number 9, and he was back deep, and the ball just went right through his arms, like you said. Tight spiral and wet conditions, and bounced right off his chest and was headed to the goal line. And the Trojans were in hot pursuit. He was able to get on it. Man, that's a slippery ball to try to get back on. And they're going to mark that at the 4-yard line, I guess, maybe almost right at the 5, so just short of the 5-yard line. So field position to the Trojans in this case. 8:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. We've got 2 slots, 2 wings to the right, and a wide out to each side. Give from Hawkins is to, I can't see which back is in there, but a short gain of maybe 3 to 4 yards. 26 Hargrove back on the field. So they had Elliott on the last drive. Back to Hargrove on a 4-yard gain, bringing up a 2nd down and 6 from about the 9-yard line.
And this is a spot the Trojans really want to get them out of there and get the ball back and get good field position and take advantage of that excellent punt that just happened right there.
It's a totally new look here with 2 tight slots. Wow, Ruggiero had a hold of Hargrove. They're all over him. Good play. Ruggiero, the first one there, couldn't quite hang on. 44, Nakai Hunter was the second man in, so great play by the Trojan defense. A loss of 2 yards, maybe a yard on the play, and bring up a 3rd down and 7. So great play by that Trojan defense.
Let's see if they go to that wishbone package or if they just stay with that spread on this upcoming down.
Well, they're in the spread, but they've been playing this series with 2 tight wings. Number 15, Grant Berkeley, and number 11, who's been playing some tight end as well as their big receiver, Malachi Farmer. This time it's more of a traditional trips look with Berkeley in the slot, looking down the middle to Farmer. Farmer couldn't hang on to it.
Hold on to the ball.
So they ran both of the slots on seam routes as Farmer kind of worked across the field to the opposite seam and was open.
Yeah, it looked like he had it there for a minute and just slipped right out as soon as he went to catch the ball.
Little behind him maybe, but had an opportunity to come down with a big 1st down catch. So this is huge for the Trojans. They've got this group backed up. The punter, in fact, is Ethan Barnett, the quarterback, the backup quarterback who played the 2nd quarter. It's been obviously Tristan Hawkins on these last 2 series, but Barnett back in punt formation. Quayshawn Davis standing at the Bruin 44. So the Trojans hoping to get some real good field position. Not a great punt, but a decent punt off to the right. It's going to stop. Wow.
It rolled back some.
It did. Number 12, Jaden Minkins, will down the ball at the 36. So the Trojans have great field position. It was 6:56 to go in the 3rd.
And they're going to need to capitalize on this. They haven't had many times where they are in good field position at the start of a drive, and this is one of those times they need to really take advantage of it.
Absolutely, and they've got to figure out a way to run the football. They've always run the football this year, and they've got under 10 yards of rushing right now, midway through the 3rd quarter. They've got to figure out how to run the football. 4-man front right now. He's going to run some honestly, Tony, that's a little RPO. And saw the blitz coming, and so he threw the quick slant to Skylar Coffey, and it's about a 7-yard gain. So a little run-pass option where he puts the ball on Kai Boyd's belly, but he pulls it when he sees all the linebackers coming downhill and not in coverage. So good play there. It's a 3 deep look now with a 4-man front, kind of a 4-4 look for this Ballard Bruin defense. They have got an extra linebacker to the trip side, which is the right offensive side here. Going to give to Boyd over the left side. Nothing there.
Doing.
A loss of a yard on the play. So
44 is in there quick again.
Absolutely.
That nose tackle is hustling.
So after the 7-yard pass to Coffey from Wimberley, they're going to go to Boyd and actually lose 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. I've got it 3rd and 5. It may be 3rd and 4, but they're on the 30. They need to get to the 26. So 4 yards here, 3rd and 4. And they've got to figure out. Oh boy, ball not snapped at all. Ball didn't even come off the ground much. It slipped.
It slipped.
There's the wet conditions starting to play a part in this, and that was a big down on 3rd and 4 for this Trojan squad, and it's just a situation where the center didn't get a hold of the ball.
It just looked like it died there when he went to go shoot it back.
Yeah, it slipped out of his hand. It's a loss of 2. It's 4th down and 6 now, and they're going to go for it. I mean, they're inside the 35-yard line. You might as well go for it here with 5:07 and counting here in the 3rd quarter, down 6-0. And they're going to throw the football. Wimberley looking, trying to find that crossing route. They can't get it there. They had no chance. I mean, Tony, one of the objections I would have here, I would say that is about the 8th time they've run that play. There's got to be something else in the playbook other than a shallow cross or a screen pass.
Yeah, they need to start looking at, and it just may be where the Bruins have just shut down the run game.
Yeah,
and they're so reliant on the run, opening up the pass, those quick screens, those quick slant routes, and right now without the run game going, they're having a hard time at it.
It's a wasted opportunity there. 2 receivers to each side. I believe it's Elliott behind Hawkins here. Number 27 with the ball straight ahead and just bowling ahead for about a 4-yard gain is Elliott. Tackle, I think, was made by Hensley. Number 40 maybe on the tackle, or Hunter. It was one of the 40 numbers had that play. But 4-yard gain for Elliott. 2nd down and 6, and with 4:30 and counting here, this is a drive that can make or break you right here. If they can go down and put one in the end zone with the way the Trojans have struggled offensively, that probably is going to put things away. The Trojans have got to get a stop here and figure something out. They just wasted a great opportunity. 2nd and 6 from their own 36-yard line here. Turn and give again to Elliott, and they're just pushing the line of scrimmage right now.
Getting a few yards there.
About 3. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Now, the starting quarterback's been in ever since the half.
Absolutely.
So maybe he got shaken up there on one of the plays, and we just didn't see it, and he just sat out for a series just to make sure he was all right before he came back in.
That is possible. I think they've done a little bit of rotating in the past, though, based on the statistics. Number 23, Mason Howard, made that stop. It's actually 3rd down and 1, 3:40 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 3-man front for this North Hardin squad. The backers are up tight in this 3rd and short situation. Guard pulling, wing back pulling. He was like hit at the line, but he's got the 1st down. So hit at the line of scrimmage, but about an 8-yard gain. This time it's number 31 on the carry. And number 31, according to the statistics, is Dedrick Hamilton. Dedrick Hamilton, number 31, is one of the other rushers here. 9 carries, 64 yards on the season. So Dedrick Hamilton now on the field and picking up an 8-yard gain to start off his evening. Back to William Elliott. Elliott is in the backfield again. So 1 play for Hamilton and back to Elliott. 2:58 and counting here in the 3rd. They're going to give to Elliott. He cuts off of block there in the backfield. Makes a great run. He's
head for 8 yards.
Head for 8 yards. That's right. Head for about 8 yards. So really good run there. And
it looks like the Bruins are trying to figure something out here, which seems to be this inside run.
So Ruggiero made a lot of penetration upfield. He was almost in on the play there, but Elliott made a nice jump cut to avoid his initial rush through the line of scrimmage. 2:21 now and counting as the clock counts down the third quarter here, as the Trojans are getting a little tighter, a little.
The quarterback kept it at that time on the option.
Read option. Looked like he slipped as he got out there, but about an 8-yard gain there for Hawkins. So Hawkins, second carry of the ball game, very successful there. It'll bring up another first down. So really interesting how they're running these different read options. That time the wing was Malachi Farmer on the right, and he pulled across the formation to the left to lead the quarterback. It leads me to believe that maybe that was a called keep.
Well, after those pops in the middle a few times, sometimes you'll want to try to take it outside once they start filling in the box and trying to tighten it up, and you want to get it out there.
So I didn't know if they'd called timeout, but they obviously have not. The entire Bruin offense went over to the sideline to get something from the coach. To get get a play call from the coach, and now the offense trying to get set up here. Farmer at that tight wing on the left, 2 receivers to the right. I believe it's still Elliott in the backfield behind Hawkins.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
27.
Play action. Look again, the little delay pass to Farmer in the flat, and Farmer's going to run upfield. He'll pick up another first down. I believe he's to about the 26 or 27 yard line. So about a 12-yard gain on that pass play from Hawkins to Farmer.
When you're successful with the run game, that play action pass just opens up so much more easily.
That play they've run successfully twice, and that's Farmer at that wing spot blocking down, holding for a second, kind of a little delay to the flat on a little short out route. He's really only getting 2-3 yards of depth down the field on the catch, but he's all by himself out there. Looks like Farmer is out now, and Berkeley is in at that slot position. He's coming across, and they're going to throw it the other direction to Berkeley.
15, yep.
And Berkeley is down to the 10-yard line. Another big, so that time it looks like he's pulling across the formation to block, just like Farmer had 3 plays earlier. But then he leaks out into the flat, the defensive end, who he has been blocking all night, expecting to be hit, and he just slips that and works into the flat. So
You get another play action with that, too, so he came down.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. So some beautiful design of plays here. I really like how all their plays are fitting together. I didn't see that in the first half.
This series has been, maybe it's more indicative of what they run.
Looks like it.
And just took them a while to get there this game.
Really looks like it. Outside zone this time, and that's Elliott again cutting back. He's real close. Maybe more like the 3-yard line. It looked like he had maybe slid forward a little bit, and that is the end of the third quarter.
Went by fast with all those run plays.
Oh, man, the clock is running. So with 3 quarters in the book, we've got the Ballard Bruins 6 and the Trojans 0. This is a Hardin County Education and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville, online at physicaltherapyky.com. Winding Springs Luxury Living, located in Elizabethtown on Nicholas Street, now leasing brand new apartments and condos. Also available is Black Branch Self-Storage for all your storage needs. Call 270-766-1155 today to make an appointment or visit WindingSpringsEtown.com and BlackBranchStorage.com. So we go to the other end of the field for the fourth quarter here. And
this is going to be a hard stop, but they almost have to stop them here on this next set of downs. They cannot let the Bruins score again.
They're going to have to find something offensively either way, but they
but
really do need to
to
stop.
find 2 scores in this game, and they've been struggling offensively all game. Then ask to get 2 scores in the game. That's going to be tough.
Absolutely.
Tough thing to do.
So second down and 2 here. The Bruins can pick up a first down just inside the 1-yard line here. But obviously starting this fourth quarter, it's some desperation time here for this North.
Well, they had them in
Trojan
this situation before and were able to come with a turnover.
Well, again, there were penalties called, and that's the only thing I think that can stop them is beating themselves there. not see where that ball ended up and on the spot. So the clock is counting. It was a 1-yard gain. It brings up a 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 2, and so the Trojans.
This is a big down for the Trojans right here.
Oh man, they honestly.
I mean, I think this is go for an end zone territory.
Yeah, I think the Bruins would go for it on 4th, but they could kick a field goal to make it a 2-score game. But they've got fumble balls on the ground. You know, Tony, I hate when shotgun teams are in the shotgun all game long and then go under center. You're just looking to turn the ball over because those two have not had a center QB exchange since pregame. There were a couple goal line plays under center, but that is just a bad idea. So 2-yard loss there brings 4th and 3.
Either go shotgun or don't go shotgun.
You know, I like the idea of being able to go under center, but it's just especially in this kind of situation where it's wet. You haven't been under center but maybe 5 plays, and they are going to – this will make it a 2-score game, so this is a good decision. We've got 2 of the wings to the left because they are on the right. The kicker, and this is going to be only about a 25-yard, 24-yard field goal attempt. The ball's down. Kick looks really good. Crushed right through the uprights, and William Bohm has given the Ballard Bruins a 9-0 advantage. It is a 2-score advantage, Tony.
It is.
Well, so the Trojans hold, find themselves needing 2 scores to get.
And they got to be asking themselves, what are we going to do offensively? They've just stopped our run. Our passing's become a bit flat. What's our answer?
To me, the only answer here is the only times he's had a clean look at throwing the football is when he's gotten out of the pocket, and I don't think it's been by design. I think it's been. A blitzer's come inside. They've gotten him sealed, and Wimberly has scrambled. I think they need to do some design rollout, sprint out, and give him an opportunity to look down the field. Not necessarily at the post or the fly route, but just at some crossing routes and out routes where he can see his target and throw the football without all the pressure right in his face. So I think that's really one of their few options against this blitz is to try to seal the edge and get Wimberly out where he can see downfield and throw the football. You can't keep throwing the shallow route and the screens down 2 scores with 10:29 to go.
You know, and they're reading that screen hard now.
Oh my goodness, they're reading that cross. I think when you've thrown those as many times as they have at this point, and they're just not winning any of those one-on-ones in the blocking on the screens and on the route across the field. So the kick is away. Bohm, a little bit of a short kick. It's going to drop on the ground, picked up this time and sideways, not always a good direction. Good spin move off of one tackle, but can't avoid the other. And, again, can't get it back to the 20. Yeah, can't even get it back to the 20. Yeah, I believe that, again, was Quayshawn Davis with the football and just unable to get anything on that return. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and they'll have a long way to go to march this thing down and try to get anything on the board here. 10:22 remaining, and a series. They've got quads to the right this time. Empty backfield. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and they're. Jeez Louise. So what happened there, Tony, is they tried to do exactly what I said, which is sprint out, and Kai Boyd, the running back, was at the tight slot. And he just did not block the defensive end. The defensive end was untouched, ran straight upfield and hit, Manny Wimberly right in the face. Number 32, Cameron Norfleet, unblocked. And so you've got to seal the edge to be able to do that. And you just can't whiff. You can't miss completely. And now they're in 2nd and 22 from their own 4-yard line. It's just pathetic. I mean, just not good. Good run there. Boyd's got space. Boyd off the side there. He's going to pick up 6 yards on the carry. One of the few running plays where they've had success this evening. But Boyd getting a few of them back there, bring up a 3rd down and 16. .22 and counting, and this thing is time is getting short on the Trojans. 2 receivers to each side. Blitz coming. Mulaney, number 43, number 5, Jamarcus Frank. Looking like they're both going to be coming here.
I think we're getting ready to bring 24 up as well. No, he's dropping back in coverage.
Brendan Mullaney, both of them. They're going to
run the ball.
third and
no
16,
going.
run the football from your own end. All right, so that to me is 8:53 to go, down 2 scores. This game's over is what that appears to be. Maybe Coach thought he'd split that that blitz and get to the second level and have a big play, but certainly not able to get that gap or that seam that they were hoping to get against a blitz. And to me, that's just kind of we don't have any answers. We don't have an answer to Ballard coaches. Coach Wharton running down the sideline to call timeout. I think they were short a player, short a man on the field. Yeah, just 10 guys on the field right there. And I was just counting. Sorry, folks.
I was counting.
Dead air.
Well.
We're counting. We had to get our toes out to get that 11th guy. And there wasn't one, though, thankfully.
No.
Just 10 guys. So with 8:24, they're going to call timeout. Again, I don't think that North Hardin's got any answers. They did not have a play they felt like they could run to protect and to maybe complete a ball, on a crossing route down the middle of the field, a deep out, a corner, any kind of action to try to make something happen here and have an opportunity to complete a pass and maybe turn upfield and pick up a first down. So with 8:24, they're going to kick it away, and now the Ballard Bruins have 11 on the field, and they're ready to go. Caden Logston back to kick. It's number 12, Jaden Minkins, back to receive at the 50-yard line.
And this is not a good position to be in.
Oh, boy. Ball rolled back.
Oh, that is.
Well, that ball will be punted about 20 yards. But Caden Logston did a good job to field a ground ball. Again, we saw a snap just a series or two ago.
A couple of snaps we saw.
Yeah.
An under center snap drop. You just shoot a couple of long snaps dropped, and then that one right there, the ball just died, never got any elevation to get back to the kicker. And he was lucky he got whatever he got off there.
He fielded it like a shortstop and just kicked it as
Scooped
fast
and
as he
got rid
could,
of
and the ball was about at the 8, so they gained about 18 yards on that punt. Could have been a score on that play. Hawkins will take over at quarterback here again. It looks like 27. No, it's 31. Oh my land! Woo, Alex White off the edge on the blitz, and that was number 31 again, back in at running back. That's Dedrick Hamilton, and he is still down. That was a huge hit by Alex White. He actually got there at the same time as the handoff. So
he read that play quite well.
Well, they had a blitz called off the edge, obviously, and I think they did that off of the side where the wing back was not. So they've got a tight wing in all of these formations, do the Ballard Bruins. And so they brought the outside linebacker off the opposite side where there is no wing, no one to block, and just a free run at the running back there. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and friendly staff available for your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91 on Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 184. All HCEC-TV programs on the HCEC-TV YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today to get your local community sports and events. Special thanks to our HCEC-TV crew, Grace Atherton, Ron Hartley, Kyler Barkley, Daniel Ginn, and Noah Miller. So thanks to those guys bringing you the action tonight. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. So Dedrick Hamilton is now up, number 31, and walking very gingerly off the field. I'm not sure. It appears as though he is not very steady on his feet. He's got a couple of folks kind of holding on to his arm and just making sure he gets off the field successfully. And I would think there was just such heavy contact. He must have sustained a concussion. Maybe I'm speculating, but
yeah, hopefully
looked
nothing.
like he was knocked
hopefully
out.
nothing too serious, but he did get in there quick and got a hold of him before
Yeah,
getting
Alex
a
White's a
reaction.
big kid. Yeah, Alex White is a big, strong, fast kid. He was there immediately, and big hit there. So the loss on the carry was 6 yards as the ball carrier was hit immediately upon getting the football. So 2nd down and 16 from the 32, 8:04 remaining. Obviously, the Trojans bringing everybody except for off of that side of the play. And William Elliott will pick up about 12 yards there. It's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 4 maybe. 3rd and
Also,
6,
they brought
guess.
the blitz from the same side again, that weak side, but they ran away from it and
They
got
ran
it
away
off
from
at
it.
that time and got it off
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. So they brought blitz in the middle and off the edge, and Ballard Bruins ran to the opposite edge. So it was
So
not something they could get there.
So 3rd and 5 here.
3rd and 5, and the snap. Play action look down the middle of the field.
oh,
my
just dropped.
goodness. Amari Young, number 7, laid out for it. Had it in his hands, but
and just
when he hit the ground, ball popped loose. So great effort by Amari Young, number 7, to try to go out and get the ball. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 6. Ball is on the 21-yard
think
line.
they bring out their field goal unit here.
Yeah, that would make it about a 38-yard field goal attempt. I don't know if Bohm's got the leg. He might have the leg. He booted that last one, but it looks like on 4th down and 6 here,
They're going to
if the
go for it.
offense is still on the field. You're not going to punt from here, so you're either going to go for it or kick the field goal, and they're going to elect to try to go for it here with
It is
7:10
raining
to
hard.
go, and the rain is coming down. Play action look again under some pressure. Going for the same look. Amari Young there.
And catches it that time.
Did he hang on?
He hangs on to
Touchdown
it,
for
but-
the Ballard Bruins. Same look with a post route. And Amari Young goes high in the air to pull that thing down and makes a great catch, Tony.
With these conditions, I mean, I'm surprised he was able to pull that ball down and throw that ball in strength because it just started pouring
Well,
down.
you know, Hawkins really struggled in that first half with accuracy, and he's been much more accurate here. A couple of easy throws to the wings and a couple of downfield throws here. Yeah, it is absolutely pouring at this point. So 7:04 to go here, 15-0, extra point pending.
Oh, another.
Don't run it, kid. Get down. He's going to throw it. Oh, or not really. Oh, my goodness, he completed it.
His first completion of the season.
Maybe a yard gain.
Well, the 2-point conversion that was supposed to be 1-point conversion was failed, but
Well,
he had a
that's,
completed pass.
He sure did. So Bohm there, again, we're just seeing that long snapping and even these shotgun snaps are adventurous right now.
I mean,
as
that's why I
wet
was
as it is.
surprised by that pass earlier. I mean, it
Yeah.
is.
He
We
threw
got that hard
threw an
angle
accurate-
rain going.
Absolutely, threw an accurate pass, put it on the money there, and a fantastic effort by Amari Young to go get it. So, again, any sort of long snap is going to be a bit of a struggle there, and terrible snap, just rolled back on that extra point attempt, and Bohm.
I don't want to say a shout out to our outside camera crew that's filming this right now.
Yeah, they're scrambling right now, and we need to thank those guys and be. Oh man, they're a little wet, I think, and a little cold. And how are you doing? I'm feeling pretty good, Tony.
I'm doing pretty good compared to that outside.
Sorry, in the truck. Well, the guys in the truck are feeling good too.
Yeah.
Ron, how you doing? Ron Hartley, our main technician here with Hardin County Schools, Hardin County TV, trying to keep our
Equipment going for the
yeah,
game.
trying to keep our equipment going, and I guarantee you he's not able to stay dry right now. So these guys are working hard to bring you this action. 15-0 right now. Bohm will kick off here after completing a pass, which, Tony, I'm sorry, it was one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. So anyway, Parham's back to receive, could not handle the kick, and so, they have not returned a kickoff past the 20-yard line all night tonight. It has been a struggle.
They've been doing a phenomenal job on special teams with the kickoff and the kickoff recovery. And that's one of the bright spots for the Trojans in this game, too. Their special teams, for the most part, has been doing a good job kicking the ball and placing the ball. They've had a couple bad snaps, so that wasn't really the kicker's fault, but
Well, the offense will take over with 6:57 to go. They're down 15-0 here in the fourth quarter. That is still 2 scores with a 2-point conversion. Something ridiculous is going to have to happen here. I'm looking at the defense and seeing how they are set up there. It's set up in a zone cover look with 2 deep safeties.
They're bringing the blitz.
They're bringing heat there, and they're getting it to Quayshawn Davis, who's running sideways. Makes one man miss. But, boy, that Ballard,
defense
that's kind of interesting.
Quick.
Yeah, they are really doing a good job running to the football there.
Well, at the beginning of the game, we saw them in their stretches doing those pursuit drills, and that's what that pursuit drill's for, is to get after the ball.
That's what I was just thinking of, Tony. We commented to each other pregame about the pursuit drills they were using to warm up in pregame, and man, they pursued the ball in a hurry that time. Number 12, Jaden Minkins, was there in a hurry. Number 13, Gavin Willis, was there in a hurry. So no gain on that short pass, and
we
again,
got another bad snap.
Yeah, he just can't hang on to the football right now. And there's a lot of chippiness going on. The number 43, Brendan Mullaney, was in there in a hurry to jump on him. And I think one of the offensive linemen didn't like Mullaney jumping on his quarterback and shoved him a little bit. I also saw Quayshawn Davis after he was tackled last time, throw the football at one of the guys who had tackled him. The official did not see that. But it's getting kind of chippy, and there's some frustration, obviously, on the North Hardin side, as they have been unable to really mount any offense in this Ballard Bruin squad, who looks like they're in a man cover look here with 1 deep safety right now. The corners are staring right at these.
We got another screen on them. That could have been bad news right there. The ball popped up and it was almost.
My goodness. So, folks, whenever you see a corner staring at the receiver in front of him and not looking into the quarterback, that's man cover. So we had the corner staring at the receivers in a deep crouch, ready to backpedal. That's absolutely man cover. And what they can do in man cover, obviously, is blitz. And so they were bringing pressure, playing man cover all over the field on a 3rd down and 15. Now 4th and 15, goodness gracious. Caden Logston going to be standing with his heels at the back of the end zone. Ball is at the 5-yard line, or 4 is what I'm seeing. And he does not have a lot of space here. Hopefully they can get him a snap. Snap is a little off, but he was able to field it. He's got the kick off. Good bounce for them. And ball's been fumbled. There's a scramble for it. Oh, my goodness. The Bruins get on it.
That could have been a bright spot that they needed, is get the ball right there. But
oh, man, down 2 scores and get that ball back right there, and you never know what can happen. So it was number 12, Minkins, back to receive it. He was on the run to catch it, and it just bounced off his chest. One of the Trojans was there to try to get it, but I don't know if you saw it. It looked like a cartoon where your feet are spinning in place.
Well, I almost feel like if I was the coach, I'd tell him, if you're not going to get a clean catch, I'll just let it go. It is too rainy, too wet. We're up ahead. Let's not make a mistake. Just let it go.
So the Bruins here, they're going to get 5 cheap yards as Damian Hensley and several other Trojans jump off sides. That's one way to get 5 yards in this situation, but obviously the shotgun snap is going to be an adventure for this Ballard Bruin squad here on offense. And I'm sure this Ballard Bruin squad just wants to run the football, run clock, try to take care of it if they can. Trips formation to the left. I believe it's William Elliott in the backfield, their best back there with the game. Try to sew the game up.
About 8 yards on that carry.
1st down to the 20-yard line, and Elliott, another good carry. Brought down by number 31, Styles Goodman, for the Trojan defense.
You know, like you said, Coach, they're just going to take their time now and just run the ball and get out of the I think that's what the goal is.
On the bus? You know, I really hope for this Ballard Bruin squad that Marrero is going to be okay. Shante Marrero, their star wide receiver, going out early in the game and tackled out of bounds, tackled high out of bounds, and we haven't seen him since. So hopefully just going to protect him and keep him safe so they have him for the playoffs. Straight ahead again. Number 44, Nakai Hunter, is there to help make the tackle.
Looks like about 5.
So that'll play. Maybe 4, 2nd and 6. Ball is going to be sitting at about the 14-yard line. No, excuse me, the 16-yard line of the Trojans. Looks like number 23 has checked back in at running back. Again, carried the ball many times, but that is Demary Edlin. Played a couple plays and hit to Edlin, and he's off the right side, kind of a counter. Look, got good yards.
Close.
About a 10-yard gain down to maybe the 5.
It looked like he was one bounce away from cutting it back in for a touchdown there before he could cut back again a second time.
So he gets a carry and he checks back out. It's going to be 26 Hargrove back in. So they're rotating these backs. Keyshawn Hargrove now, number 26, on the field. I don't know if this is maybe the NFL where they have a 2 or 3 back rotation, but they're rotating them with a lot of regularity. So just trying to get a good idea where the spot is. It looks like it's about at the 5-yard line, maybe just inside.
1st and 5, and in the red zone, getting ready to go.
1st and goal here, 3:53 and counting on the clock. That's what remains in the game. It's a man cover blitz look for this Trojan defense, trying to make something happen here. Straight ahead, touchdown. Wait a minute.
25?
That's not Hargrove.
That's number 25.
25 on the field. That's Steven Shanklin. First carry of the ball game. 6 points for Shanklin. Where has Shanklin been?
6 points and 5 yards.
Man alive, they've got that is about the 6th running back they've played in this ball game.
See if they go with the field goal kicker pass again.
Oh my goodness. They have had several issues with this. Now the field goal went fine. They knocked the field goal through, no trouble. The extra points have been a mess. Let's see if they can get this snap. Again, it's still raining at a pretty good clip, not as hard as it was a minute ago, but it's coming down, and Bohm just hoping they can get the ball on the tee so he's got a chance to kick it. It is on the tee.
You got a good one there.
I knocked it through. There you go, 1 for 3 on extra point tries, and not any fault of Bohm, but 3:42 to go in the 4th quarter. This Ballard Bruins squad is up 22-0. They have really taken control in this second half and been the more physical squad, defensively dominating the line of scrimmage with the run game.
They've really taken advantage of that 3-4 look, mixing up who's coming in, when they're coming in, and it seemed as given the Trojans some fits this game, figuring out where that blitz is coming from.
Yeah. Just hard to have a lot of time to throw. They have protected at times and given Wimberley some opportunities to throw the football, but it's just been very difficult. Against the run, almost as much a problem as it has been against the pass. So very effective for this Ballard Bruins squad, the 3-4. Again, Tony and I, when our last year coaching together, we were running a 3-5 look where we were blitzing 1 or 2 linebackers on every play and really causing a lot of havoc in the backfield.
We always said that the key to it is that nose tackle has to cause a double team or create penetration, and the nose tackle for the Bruins has done that.
Number 44 has been very effective and has been very difficult to handle. And so, having a good nose tackle is critical in a 3 front. That's why you see those big nose tackles who are so valuable in the NFL. You know, the Vince Wilforks, who played for all those years for that Patriots defense. A couple big guys they've had in the middle of that Ravens defense. You know, if that kid can create penetration, if that man can create penetration, can eat up 2 blockers, you've got a big advantage. The other thing that you can do is if that guy is dominant enough on the center to be able to play both A-gaps, you're going to win because you're outnumbering.
Yeah, your backers are free to just go wild in.
Exactly. If you create double teams with that nose, your backers are free to run and free to make plays. give is to Boyd, and he's got a few yards there. Breaks a tackle. Nice run by Kai Boyd, and I guess he stepped out of bounds. But very physical run by Kai Boyd there to pick up about 7 or 8. And again, we've seen Kai Boyd run roughshod over a lot of defenses. The Meade County defense, the Central Hardin defense. He had good yards against Central Hardin last week, even in their loss. Was very effective running it. Tonight, just nothing there. About a 6-yard gain there. That's his biggest run of the game. He ties his biggest run of the game. And
offsides on the Bruins on this play.
Well, that'll be a first down for the Trojans here. Again, they're down 22-0 with 3:26 to go. So this game is pretty much academic. It is in the books, as they say. But and interestingly enough, this Ballard backup defense that's on the field right now is in a 4-man front, not the 3 front that they've been running all game long with the starting group. They're going to take a shot deep to Quayshawn Davis, and he's double-teamed right there. They're just trying to go to their best athlete regardless of the coverage and take a shot. You don't blame them for that at this point in the ball game.
I also think, if you're the Trojans and you're the Bruins here in this situation, even after this game, I think you're looking at what can we clean up come playoff time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously taking care of the football is going to be super important. Being able to run the football for the Trojans is going to be super important. They will be here just by way of making a few commercials for what we've got coming up here, since this game is somewhat academic. As you watch the screen pass to Boykins. Boykins breaking one. We'll take a break here to see Sean Boykins go the distance. Touchdown, Trojans! That is going to be a 64-yard touchdown on the screen pass. So, you get that second defensive group on the field, and you never know what's going to happen. I'm sure
I think that's the last of the second group defense.
That first group defense over there on the other sideline is like, you've got to be kidding me. We battled all night, had that shutout, and now it's gone. So that is, I'm sure, a major frustration, but that's what you do. A good coach doesn't keep just pounding a team when you've got them down. In this case, the Ballard Bruins coaches are getting some opportunities for some young kids, which is a great thing. But Sean Boykins, no problems there, takes the screen pass.
Boykins will take advantage of that. Those young kids.
Absolutely, man. He'll take advantage of those young kids, and he looked like he was shot out of a cannon down that sideline. A couple of good blocks in front of him by his wide receiver buddies, and they didn't have a prayer to get him. So with 3:08 to go, the Trojans get on the board. We'll go back to our commercial here in a minute, folks. But we're back to regularly scheduled programming. Logston on, tough snap, ball's down. He's able to knock it through. So, again, with 3:08 to go, it is now 22-7. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see
onside kick here.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, it's 3:08 to go. You never know. Obviously, the other team, if you were to get an onside kick, would go back to their first unit. But go for try to get possession back.
You got a wet field.
Sure.
Wonky ball. There's been a lot of droppages.
Oh, man.
Why not go for it?
People are struggling. So that totally expect to see whatever they've got in their bag of tricks here to pull something out, whether it's just a basic onside kick or anything else that they might try. Teams that have any number of 1 or 2 onside kick possibilities, you don't have enough time to practice 5 or 6 onside kick options at this high school level. But
they brought out it looks like they brought out the hands teams with the Bruins there. It looks like a different lineup up front.
It is. It's several different guys here. There was some sort of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Trojans, and they'll kick from the 25-yard line. So a big penalty there moved them back. So that doesn't help your chances. Even if you get the onside kick, you're going to be starting at about the 40 or 35 or 40-yard line instead of the 50. So with 3:08 to go, they'll kick off here, and we'll see if they've got some kind of, if they're just going to put it down the field, and they are going to onside kick it. And the ball is fielded nicely by one of the second row.
Looks like they tried to just shank it there between the front 2 lines, and
it was close. The guys on the outside were hustling down, and but just a cleanly fielded ball on a low squibber there. So a good kick by Logston, but an even better job fielding that kick.
Yeah, I always remember telling my kids be like shortstops.
Yeah.
Be ready to catch it low.
Yeah, catch it low and try
especially
to
in the rain.
Yeah, because it should scoot, shouldn't it?
Yep.
Trip formation to the left here for the Ballard Bruins. It's going to be Barnett back on the field at quarterback. He ended up the first half. Get Hawkins out of there. They're not wanting to take any risks now. They'll have a number of their others. He's going to pull it on the read option. Nothing doing there, and it looks like Alex White's got a hold of him, and that's somebody you don't want getting a hold of you, honestly. 2:58 and counting on the run play there. Obviously, I would suspect
running the clock is what they're going to be doing.
The clock is going to run. North Hardin's not going to take timeouts here, I wouldn't think. They've got 3 timeouts, but the clock is still running, and they're going to let this thing run down. It looks like Barnett is going to stay in, or is 18 receiver or new quarterback? Anyway, let's get back to our commercial.
I think 18 is the receiver there, Coach.
Yeah, he's the receiver out there, and they're just going to give him the call from the sideline. So Barnett in there in the backfield. I'm not sure which running back this might be. It's 31 back in the field in the game. Good. Fantastic. Number 31, Dedrick Hamilton back in there, and the quarterback's going to keep it again around the left side. Got some room. Barnett's a pretty good runner. Bounces off of one defender. That was Parms, and Palmer will run him out of bounds. He'll pick up 7 or 8 yards. But what I was going to say is next week is the start of the playoffs, and the Trojans will be here back at home hosting. They are the 2 seed in the district. They'll be hosting the 3 seed, which is the Meade County Green Wave. And so we've seen that matchup once this year already, and the Trojans were dominant. So the Green Wave are a little different than they were early in the season. They just beat Barron County. They played a really close 1-touchdown game with Central Hardin several weeks ago, and I expect them to maybe make that a ball game. Andrew Millay is now the quarterback. They've been throwing the ball a little more effectively, and the Trojans will jump off sides on 3rd and 4, and so that'll create a first down situation here. Good job by Barnett to draw them off sides with the count. So Trojans will be at home next week. They'll be right here, again, hosting Meade County. That'll be a big first-round matchup for them, and I think it'll be a good ball game. We, however, myself and Jeff Knoll and the Hardin County TV crew will be at Central Hardin. I think Central Hardin, the matchup at Central Hardin, is one of the most interesting matchups I have heard of, which is why we're going to be there. So this is something I have never heard of happening before. You've got a number 1 seed, Central Hardin, who won the regular season district. Oh, man, poor Dedrick. He just got drilled in the backfield again. My goodness. But Central Hardin's the number 1 seed. They're hosting the number 4 seeded Barron County Trojans. Normally when you get a 1 against a 4, it's a mismatch blowout. And maybe the Bruins will take care of business and blow out that 4 seed. But in the regular season, Barron County beat Central Hardin.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
It will be interesting. The number 4 seed, again, I've never heard of this before, in the regular season beat the number 1 seed. It was a 15-14 game. I think the Bruins got inside the red zone 5 times and came away with 2 scores. And so a lot of mistakes made, kind of a tragic ending to that game for the Bruins because they completed a deep pass and then fumbled that ball right in the last seconds of the ball game. So difficult for them to Dedrick is open and running down the field, down to the 6-yard line. So a good run for Dedrick Hamilton, about a 25-yard gain down to the 6. And so good to see him healthy after taking that big shot from Alex White earlier. But he is got them. It's inside a minute now. But that matchup between Central Hardin and Barron County, which we will be calling next week, and will be bringing you that action, is just going to be a super interesting game where you have a team that is supposedly the worst team in the district and the team that's supposedly the best team in the district, and the worst team in the regular season won the matchup. So we will see. Sometimes matchups make games, and I know that Barron County team is very physical. They like to be downhill and running the football, and so both teams are similar, and Barron County kind of just won that battle of wills.
And Central last week against North had a hard time with that downhill running situation.
Yeah, with Kai Boyd. Kai Boyd ran the ball really well as the clock is running down here. We will look forward to seeing you guys next week. We're so thankful tonight for our crew. working out in the elements and doing a good job bringing you the action. Big victory for this Ballard Bruins squad. At the final horn is Ballard Bruins 22, North Hardin Trojans 7. So the Trojans will finish the regular season 3-7, and the Bruins will finish at 7-3. Kind of a tough finish to this season for North Hardin. Again, North Hardin had beaten Barron County and Meade County in district play, and then they met Central Hardin last week and were defeated there. Now tonight, with just kind of a struggle tonight to make anything good happen. So hopefully next week, our hometown North Hardin Trojan squad will get it going against Meade County as Meade County comes in. And maybe we can see a rematch of what was a very good football game a week before against Central Hardin. That might be a rematch we would see in that district championship game in the playoffs. And so we'll see if this North Hardin team can regroup. We'll see next week live if Central Hardin can avenge that district loss to Barron County, or if Barron County just has their number. Barron County, I think, was not as good a team as Central Hardin last year and won that matchup last year. Twice, once in the playoffs, I think. So Barron County 3 in a row over Central Hardin, and so Central Hardin really has something to prove. They're the 1 seed against the 4 seed, but guess what? The 1 seed has something to prove. Having lost 3 consecutive games to that squad in the last 2 seasons. So going to be very interesting. I hope you'll join us next week for that action. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thanks to my partner here, Tony Menendez. This is Paul Gray. Good night, everybody.
Good night.